alpha. Not a bit in him. I got one great player, Acuna. If he hits a home run, maybe they'll win the game. If he doesn't, they don't. But they did beat the Mets. Again. I see they're finally building a stadium for the A's there in Vegas. Are we sure? That thing has felt like one of those, it feels like David Blaine is making, New York disappear on the Strip. Right? They're going to make, here comes David Copperfield, and he's going to put up a curtain, and he's going to pull it back, and Treasure Island's going to be gone. That's what it feels like the baseball birth has been like in Vegas, where I can never tell if the A's are they going or not going. I mean, they have they had a deal. Well, then they didn't have a deal. Then they have a deal. Oh, they got a beautiful new stadium. Oh, no, they don't. Well, they bought land over here at the end of the Strip. Well, no, they're not going to use that. I mean, what? Apparently now, though, there's a celebration now. There have been many Vegas groundbreakings where you go back 3 years later and there's still backhoes and piles of dirt. Casino funding gone wrong. But the A's suddenly got a pretty nice little baseball team. It's going to be so unfair to Oakland, man. First, they're going to stick it to them. They stuck it to them all these years with, especially lately, bad baseball, the worst stadium in the league. Treated them like absolute dirt and garbage, the fan base. Both the city and the organization, pitiful partners with a good fan base out there, the Oakland A's. And now, so they go to Sacramento, and they play in this bandbox minor league stadium for a year while the team gets better, by the way. And so by the time they get ground broken in Vegas and Oakland takes the green and yellow a little bit east, the A's will probably be ready to contend. And here Vegas sitting there, big, fat, and happy all these years. They're going to get a winning baseball team, dumped on a doorstep that it took forever to even construct. So they tell me they are, quote, celebrating a groundbreaking of the Vegas baseball stadium. Yeah, I'll believe it when the first pitch is thrown. Whenever they trot Adele over there to bounce it 14 feet short of the plate, that's when the stadium will open, at least to me. All right, I'm going through some Jag stuff. We got a lot to get to on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Thanks for being up and at 'em with us. Feel free to ride along for the next 4 hours or so. We got it in us. 641-1010, that's the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Also the phone line here to the Mothership Studios. Back with more next.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. It's the power of the spoken word and your imagination.
Daniel Murphy waits on the 0-1, and there's a drive. Deep right field. That ball's gone.
1010XL. Your radio home for play-by-play.
Daniel Murphy.
I'm Frank Frangie with the Nimnik Nugget. College football finally got it right. They've now announced that there will be straight seeds. You win your conference, that gets you into the tournament. But it doesn't mean you'll be seated high. The best teams will be seated high. Sometimes college football takes forever to get it right. This one they finally got right. I'm Frank Frangie for the Nimnik family of dealerships. Frank Frangie here. Experience professional grade at Nimnik Buick GMC. Home of the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. That's right, 0%. You can't find deals like this anywhere else in Jacksonville, so shop 24/7 online at NimnikBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Born in Jacksonville, raised on Southern Rock, and coming home to the Florida Theater, it's Molly Hatchet. Saturday, June 28th. Get your fill of Southern Rock fury. Grab your seat at floridatheater.com. It's a hometown homecoming with Molly Hatchet.
I'm Max Fink, and I'm your Gator Updater. Listen for the Gator Report several times a week on 1010XL.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL.
Go, Gator! If you're 35 to 75, you could get life insurance today. No medical exam needed. I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial. One call could protect your family for life. Call me today, 904-885-9566.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
Attention North Florida, it's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker. And it's not just poker. With delicious food, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com. And ante up for fun.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I've been talking to Camp after the offseason, so he definitely told me he wanted me in Jacksonville, knowing I had only a one-year contract with Miami. So I know I was talking with Miami too, trying to get back to Miami. But Camp, I respect Camp. He's probably one of the reasons why I'm here. So he's a great leader and great leader of men, and he's a good family-oriented coach. He cares about you. So I wanted to play for him. He got his opportunity to be a defensive coordinator. I wanted to go out there and show up.
That is Emmanuel Ogbah, who came over from the Dolphins. It's that veteran pass rusher that Trent Baalke just absolutely refused to give this defense. Just abjectly thumbed his nose at Shad Khan, the fan base, the league, and everyone. The dumbest of all the dumb decisions that sent Trent Baalke backwards and out was never filling that Arden Key piece for those 2 years. What a dodo bird, man. Some really dumb decisions. Take a team on the upswing coming there out of that 2022 season and make them worse in 2 years. What a dunderhead, man. That's all you need to know about Baalke and Peterson. They took a team from 21 to 22 from 3-14 to the playoffs, and then they got worse. What terrible management leadership organization. What a pair of dumbbells, those two. We were good coming out of 2022. Trevor was arrow up. We had a lot of the core coming back. Now, Dodo Bird Balky and then don't care anymore Peterson somehow got us worse in 2 years. And leave us, by the way, trying to blame players for their total just dismissal of duties. None of these players alone can overcome the tidal wave that was those two dudes. One that can't make any right decisions, and the other that doesn't care what decisions he made. Sure felt that way at the end. It sure felt like Doug Peterson threw together a game plan on a napkin the night before. And I know these are all just, rabid fan takes. I get it. I'm not no one's saying Doug Peterson doesn't try or doesn't care. He's unprofessional. He didn't give us his best. That's for damn sure. And Balky in particular. So Agba joining from a defensive end. We're not getting, it's not like they got TJ Watt. But by gosh, at least we got some. We had no sacks from the defensive end position last year. That's still that amazing stat, right? We've gone back to it. None. Allen and Walker had them all. I mean, none of the guys we've signed, none of them. Unbelievable. So, yeah, Agba's 5 sacks a year ago. Those register here. Register pretty loud. Makes you the third leader in sacks in this team, at least what this team has been. But Agba in his career, he went 5 last year, 5 the year before. He had an injury year in 22, but in 21 he had 9. In 20 he had 9. Now, look, he's an older player. Can you yeah, you can expect to get that 7 to 10. You're darn right you can. That's what you expect. Agba, that's what we expect out of you. Go get it, man. Go get it. Man, there is one stat that was so bad, I wonder if we all have just forgotten it. I was reminded of it yesterday going down the Jaguar roster and schedule and offseason changes wormhole. Part of my revisiting, I'd like to be some revisions. My revisiting of last season reminded me of just an unbelievable stat. Can you remember, E.T., of all the pitiful stats the Jaguars produced last year, there is one that is just profoundly, astoundingly pitiful. It involves the defense. Do you remember which one it is?
Is it the lack of turnovers?
It's the 9 turnovers forced, man. You really got to step back, pick your jaw up off the floor, and make sure there's no hidden cameras and you're not getting punked. 2 teams in the NFL last year. 2 teams in the NFL last year had as many turnovers in the month of September as the Jaguars forced all year. Yeah, 2 teams had 9. I think it was the Vikings and Packers. They forced 9 in September alone. The Jags forced 9 turnovers all year. That doesn't seem possible. It feels like 3 just blatant drop the ball in front of the defense for no reason. It feels like those happen. Feels like there's at least 2 or 3 a year where they fumble the snap or they muff a punt or the quarterback just absolutely, the ball flutters out of his hands right to someone. The Jacksonville Jaguars forced 9 turnovers in 2024. All year. 9. That is so abjectly pitiful and pathetic. I don't know how to wrap my brain around forcing 9 turnovers all year. That is so bad. That is so weak. That is the most kitty cat, soft kitty. That is, of all of the indicators of team soft, that is the one, man. They impose their will with such strength and vigor, they turn the opponent over 9 times all year. That's a good month in the NFL, as we just documented. So much new, as I said, in this year's football team. Those guys got to come back ready to go, whether we're talking about, a rookie class or whether we're talking about, the guys who are going to play bigger roles. Kind of combine both of those kind of storylines when it comes to a guy like Andrew Wingard. I told you, I saw Tom McManus basically predicted Wingard would ultimately land as the starting safety. I don't know. We'll see about that. But
I don't know if that's a good sign.
I don't know. Wingard grades real well. I just don't know. I think listen, in fairness to Dewey, his first year and a half as he's learning, he seemed to be out of position and beat, but the guy has made some plays, right? The forced fumble, he's made some plays when he's been in there.
Yeah, I don't think his problem will ever be out of position.
Yeah.
I think it's more so just making the play.
And we'll see. And we'll see what his role is this year. He's hoping for a bigger role for sure. He has to be a part of a defense suddenly forcing turnovers. He was asked just how far away this team might be with a new group of coaches and some new pieces in place.
I'm actually going to counter you and say I'm not even going to answer that because wins and losses, that's literally the only thing that matters. Whether we can go out, wake up on a Sunday, put our cleats on, and go win a football game will be the only thing that's going to matter at all this year. So it's on us, and that's how it should be. But we have great coaches. We're super excited. The energy's there, but it's on us.
Yeah, and that can be said everywhere. I mean, there's certain levels of conversation that you have to at least keep based in reality, right? I mean, some of these things legitimately get fired up about. Others, what did they do that's going to change that 9 turnover number? They didn't add a swarm of new pass rushers. Like Travis Hunter in the draft and, Ranshaw, I guess, Jordan Lewis, Eric Murray, and nothing that's just screaming all-pro production. We'll see. A new scheme, just a flush, man. Need that radiator flushed, didn't we? We'll see where it goes from there. A lot of new on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to have new offensive linemen. We may not be done with 2 new ones. It still may be 3. I think that camp is going to, if they trot out opening day and Harrison or Cleveland aren't in the lineup, or Walker Little, don't be shocked. I won't be. They got 8 or 9 dudes in there. We're finally going to make the offensive line fight for it, man. We're going to make dudes fight for it. Not walk in, yes, sir, and no, sir, and carrying their helmet out to the practice field like good Midwestern corn-fed men. No, we're going to put some fighters out there, see who wants to bust some skull. Who wants to get down in the trenches and beat that man on the other side of you? Beat him up all day. Do I have any takers? Yeah, because that mentality, that aggression, and they've added guys with that trait. Hainsey at center's got that in him. Milam, the rookie, I don't know. We'll see. Going to hear from him in just a second. Meanwhile, with all of this infusion of physicality and more chemistry redo this team needs, they also got to get the timing on, got to get the quarterback right with new pieces in play there. That's what this offseason has been for Trevor Lawrence.
It's been good. There's things where it's not always perfect, and especially at practice when you first are learning guys' timing and how they run routes and trying to get your anticipation down. I love to throw with anticipation, so I'm not going to come out here and practice waiting on guys to come out of breaks. That's not realistic. In the games, you're throwing it early, you're throwing it before guys break. So I think sometimes you leave the field, sometimes you're like, I wasn't the cleanest because maybe you missed some, or maybe the timing was off, or a guy took an extra step. But that stuff, once that happens, you learn from it. If you just wait on guys to come out of breaks every time, every ball's going to look good. Then in a game when you have to throw with anticipation, you're going to miss a lot of them. So I think this is the time to really nail down that timing and work on it instead of waiting. So, I think overall I'd improved drastically over the offseason. There's still some stuff that we can work on, but we have a few weeks to do it before camp, and then obviously camp. So
I think Wyatt Milam gave us the best rookie draft pick soundbite, didn't he?
He did.
He was asked about that and kind of repeats it. The rookie offensive lineman out of West Virginia. What did he say? They have to kill him to get to Trevor or something to that effect?
So, yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah, well, he was asked about that here as the offseason OTAs wrapped up.
But when I said that, I think that should be that's our motto. We don't want no one touching the quarterback. So, again, I mean it when I say it. I feel like that's our identity as our offensive line. We don't want no one touching our quarterback. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll look up the exact quote, but yeah.
And now I think of it, it's probably the second best soundbite. When Travis Hunter was drafted, when they called him on the phone, it was like, Travis Hunter, we're going to take you with the pick. Yeah, that's the best decision.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Milam's an interesting one. It's so funny what that little difference can be between the levels of football, right? Because we had Milam and Milam's coach. Remember he said the guy played like 5 first-round picks. He went up against 5 first-round picks, man.
He didn't get a sack against
and not a one sack, man. As a tackle, he was a tackle at West Virginia. It just makes you think, well, I mean, why? I don't know. It'd be an interesting question. What is that little? Must be something. But if you're playing tackle at that level and in a Big Ten, and or you're playing Big Ten teams, they played in the Big 12. But right, the kid from Penn State, there was a bunch of them, and he held them sackless. I think it was 5 of them, 5 first-rounders, ultimately edge rushers that Milam played against, and none got a sack. So there you go, a little daily dose of Jags. We'll come back on the other side. In today's day and age, of course, it will become the hot button topic. Let's make the decision that it should be owed entirely to one man, and let's all talk about what he should do. I love it. Love is a very sarcastic phrase that I'm using there. This is one of my pet peeves. Man makes decision best for man as man thinks, and then everybody in the world's got to tell man what he really should do or how wrong he is to have his decision. It's amazing, especially when it tiptoes into sports. And Tyrese Haliburton, buddy, you ain't got to answer to anybody in my world. Unfortunately, it's not my world, and I got everyone from Kendrick Perkins to Dan Hicken wondering if the medical staff isn't at fault. That may be too harsh on Hick's standard, but he certainly was more on that side. I mean, Perkins yesterday. Come on, Perk. Well, that and more when we return. You're listening to The Drill. It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oklahoma City wins the NBA title, beating the Pacers 103-91 in Game 7 last night of the Paycom Center. Thunder, the plus 240 favorite to repeat as champion. Knicks and Rockets both plus 750. Cavaliers 9-1. Orlando Magic open up at 18-1. Colin Morikawa, the 12-1 favorite to win the Rocket Classic at the Detroit Golf Club this week. Keegan Bradley, Patrick Cantley 16-1. Ben Griffin 20-1. Spencer Schwalbenbach on the mound for the Atlanta Braves at $1.26 favorite against Paul Blackbird of the Mets plus 104. 8.5 over the total at Citi Field in New York. $250 bonus and you open up a G-Bank Visa signature card. VSIN.com/GBank. For more sports betting news and information, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, Real Talk 93.3.
Got a leaky faucet, AC blowing hot air, a funky smelling septic tank? No worries, Duck Duck Rooter has your back. We're your one-stop shop for plumbing, septic, and air conditioning, so you can stop juggling 3 companies and just make one easy call. Our expert techs are fast, friendly, and really know their ducks. I mean stuff. Call 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, AC, and a whole lot of quacking good service.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
You tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one window or patio door and get one 30% off. Financing options are available and this offer expires June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me. If you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Rico Dr. Lou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Bringing you out of the bunker for Brunch with the Tour. Dan, Jeff, and PGA Tour insiders teed up by Apex Roofing and Contract and Clearwater Irrigation. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A. 8:30 Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
I'm Drew Scrimshire, president and publisher of the Jacksonville Business Journal. In business, timing is everything. That's why every morning at 8:15, our morning edition delivers the most important business news straight to the inboxes of Jacksonville's decision makers, executives, entrepreneurs, investors, and industry leaders. Want to know what the First Coast power players are reading before they start their day? Join them. Subscribe today to the Jacksonville Business Journal Morning Edition at bizjournals.com/Jacksonville.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatsierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, back with a Daily's Double Take. This is really, I gotta be honest, it's just expert product placement on my part. When we get to the month of July, Dailies is going retro summer on you. They're doing a build your own sandwich promotion. So you get us to build your own, baby. $7.99 in most cases, all summer long. They're absolutely delicious. Choose from any of the locally baked breads, white, wheat, multigrain, flatbread, ciabatta, baguette, ham, turkey, chicken, roast beef, Italian. Pick any veggie you want. Bacon. They got any kind of cheese. All the toppings. The condiments just right for you. And just build your own. Build your own sub this summer. Let's go retro at Dailies. In fact, ET, I'm going to hand you this list of 8,000 ingredients, and I'm going to let you design your own sub, and I'll have them bring them in for us, maybe next week.
Bro, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, I am too.
You can't get him to come next
Well, it's a little short notice here. Just trying to, scratch them out. Oh, by the way, during the Dailies Dash Retro Summer, you can get the timeless summer classic sandwiches any way you want them. Prices, again, is mostly about $7.99. 25-cent Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Sprite, Slim can when you build your own sandwich. So basically a free pop there to go with it. Summer not complete without these delicious subs. So there's that. Yeah, here's my Dailies double take. And I get it. I don't know if social media has empowered more and more people to think that they have the right or better judgment to make other people's decisions for them. But for those of us that aren't in social media, it's incredibly annoying. It's one of the most annoying aspects of social media for those of us that aren't on it. I am of the belief that 25, 26-year-old men have the complete right, authority, and autonomy to make their decisions without worrying about others' judgments of the outcomes unless they harm other people or they're incredibly reckless and endangering. But I didn't see anybody, not one person did I see screaming at the Pacers medical staff when before and after Tyrese Haliburton played Game 6. Where was Kendrick Perkins then, E.T.? When Tyrese Haliburton played Game 6 with the same injury, played it to completion, there's Perkins and the boys on set commending his effort. But I see when he plays and tears his Achilles, then everybody wants to wonder, where's the Pacers medical staff? They shouldn't have let him play. Come on, man. When we get to a point where athletes healthy enough want to play and we tell them not to, we're no longer sports fans. We're just trying to run a daycare. We're trying to be nannies. Make decisions for grown men apparently aren't capable of making them. Poor Tyrese Haliburton, E.T., that dummy doesn't know what's best for him. Shame on the Indiana medical doctors for not allowing the grown A man to make his own choice to go play. If you're wondering where Haliburton stands when it comes to remiss, here's your answer. He put it out in a long contextual statement yesterday. Bottom line says this. Honestly, right now, torn Achilles and all, I don't regret it. I'd do it again and again after that to fight for this city and my brothers for the chance to do something special. You get this close, I'm not backing out. What are y'all, crazy? Everyone here's a big glass of shut up. You can pass it around. If my decision, by the way, I'd do it again. If next year I come back and we're on the verge, I'll do it again. More than enough for me. In fact, bonus points for me. And no. I no more want the Pacers suits to be able to determine their employees' future than I do for you going to work today. Yours telling you what you can or can't eat. Yeah, we're not doing sugar here at Joe's anymore. Sorry. That's not good for you. I know you want some sugar, but that doesn't really go with what I think is best for you, so there'll be no more sugar here. I appreciate Haliburton. And again, there's not one bit of, no one bit of what I've done it different. Not one bit of, I didn't even think about it. Of course he didn't. He strained his calf in Game 5, finished Game 5, played Game 6, and then terribly, tragically almost, certainly disappointingly, he tears his Achilles Game 7, but he wasn't supposed to play that one. I gotcha. But the Pacers medical staff, they were all fine and dandy. Second half of Game 5, Game 6, I suppose. I know you got to talk about something, but Kendrick Perkins in particular, you big burly former NBA player, I didn't know you just cuddled up in baby blue terry cloth at night. I didn't know you were that soft, bro. I didn't. When the man himself is telling you what he shoulda, woulda, and would do again. So there's that. There was a trade in the NBA yesterday. I don't bring it up really from the Celtics perspective. They got rid of Drew Holiday, but Boston is a potential landing spot for Walter Clayton Jr. And so that just creates even more of an opening there at that that point guard, dual guard position. Now, they couldn't be more different players. Drew Holiday's a defensive specialist, really, at this point, was forever an all-league defender. Clayton, that would be what he needs to work on the most. But Clayton, I do know which one. Boy, I saw Brad Stevens there with, or maybe it was Ping told me. Somewhere I saw Brad Stevens really paying extra attention to Walter Clayton Jr. during that tourney run. And so there's been some Celtics rumors all along. We'll see if this has anything at all to do with it. By the way, we mentioned that A's stadium. It's a 33,000-seat stadium built there in Las Vegas. Celebrated the groundbreaking yesterday. They had some former A's in attendance. Would you like to tell me how much the A's baseball stadium, 33,000, would you like to tell me how much construction cost is going to be on that one? What do you think? A 33,000-seat baseball stadium in Las Vegas in Clark County.
Yeah, and it's in Vegas. I'm going to go $2 billion.
Yeah, $1.75 billion to build a 33,000-seat baseball stadium.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hey, I've not been to I've been to Vegas since the Raiders came. I've not been to the stadium. Do they have, like, at the basketball arena and the football stadium, do they have gambling there?
You know what? That's a good question.
Somebody hit me up on the text line who's been to Vegas.
I would not be surprised.
Like, can you, like, honestly, like, are there, like, slot machines in the concourse?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in the airport? Yeah, I don't know. I was, that is an unbelievable price tag, though, if you ask me. I mean, that is just crazy. $175 billion. Again, understand 33,000 seats is half as big as an NFL stadium. And they're not quite $2 billion in some cases on the, man, I tell you where people got rich. This construction, boy, if you got to get into stadium construction, yeah, you got generational wealth forever, man.
Yes.
That's crazy. All right, ET, let's fire up the band. Sharks on the road this week? Where are we at on the Sharks?
Yeah, they on the road. Jason Gibson, head coach, he should be in today.
Okay.
The boys played a hard-fought fight this past Saturday. They came out with the dub. Real chippy. I think it was the best team in the league.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've had some nice home wins. I'm starting to see. I'm starting to draw like some comparisons and whatnot because the Sharks have played enough of their schedule, and I'm starting to see other teams. It's like I'll make a note of how the Sharks do against a couple of teams, and then those teams will play, and it will end up surprising me what that outcome is. So apparently there's some parity there. We'll talk to Jason Gibson. They go back on the road, then they're back home. What are they, like 7-4 maybe?
They might be 8-4
8-4, yeah. Right there in a good spot on the road this week. But, man, it's a fun watch at home. Go to jacksharks.com. Get your tickets today. Get set up for a family night of fun. Super, super, super affordable as well. So that part of it is always nice. And it's a good time. All right, also brought to you by the Georgia Creek Golf Club. Tee it high and let it fly. And we'll see you on the course, the home course, the Georgia Creek Golf Club. I can see where if you're an NFL team right now and you want a happy wife, happy life, in this case, your partner being your players, there's one area that's showing up here that is clearly more important to the players than anything else you give them. More important than the film room, the weight room, the training center, the parking lot. More important than their game day experience or the kind of tape they use on the ankles. Nope, it's that family room, isn't it, E?
That family room.
That family room, man. That's the one that they really take a note. NFL teams now are reacting to the survey. By the way, the Jags, right? Didn't they get an F in the family a couple years ago?
Yeah, did we? Yeah, I think we graded low in that area.
Now, there's a couple of different. In February, when the NFL player, that's when we talked about it, released their annual report cards. The Bengals, for example, received the lowest score, an F- in the, quote, treatment of families category. Report cards are based on 1,695 players across the league. They take the survey from August through November, and then it is released in February. Now some people are circling back. ESPN circled back and spoke with players on how they define, quote, treatment of families. And so take the Bengals, who have the F-. Multiple current Bengals players, speaking with anonymity, speak freely, the lack of game day amenities available and how difficult it can make on their families. One player noted another AFC team had an indoor cookout-style meeting area in the stadium post-game. Up until last year, when the Bengals finally added a post-game area inside the stadium for families to meet, they had an outdoor area underneath a large white tent 20 yards from the players' parking lot. One day, a player described it as the tent as a, quote, sugar show, only didn't use the word sugar. So, expect any new stadium, expect a lot of off-season, anytime we're renovating, increase that family aspect of it. Now, I think the Jaguars got bad grades 2 years ago in family, and with the Miller Electric Center and some of the other, they've already made it better for family, and the goal, I'm sure, will be to continue doing that. All right, is Anthony Richardson ever going to be the Colts starter again?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think he'll get a start. I don't think it'll be consistent.
Will he start unless someone else gets hurt?
They got to give him the chance, man. He was the number 4 overall draft pick.
Colts camp is off-season camp is shutting down. They'll get ready to come back for training camp, and a word in Indy is there is a clear leader for the starting quarterback job, and that clear leader is Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Daniel Jones, they say, the inside track to start for the Colts. Now, Richardson not only has been unproductive, but this dude gets hurt more than a crash test dummy. He's aggravated the surgically repaired AC joint in his throwing shoulder, so he's been sitting out. Shocker. The Athletic reporting Daniel Jones has taken a significant lead in the open competition. Indy took a flyer, 1-year, $14 million deal. As E reminded you, Anthony Richardson, the number 4 overall pick in the 2023 draft, but he has only played 15 games in 2 years and does not have any stats that anyone with pride would claim. In 11 games, under 50% of his passes, 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns, 12 picks. It's terrible. Worst quarterback in the league, bad. Man, when you draft that potential, it could get you in some trouble, can't it?
Yes, goodness.
I don't know what. I chose to believe that Anthony Richardson had a skill set that they could have turned him into Josh Allen, and they couldn't, and they didn't. And you can't be this many years in and still not have a flash, can you? That's a football fixture. Welcome. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. We're going to brunch with a tour today. We're going to visit with Sharks coach Jason Gibson today. All kinds of fun stuff as we continue on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
What the hell's going on out here? Where passion and fundamentals meet.
What we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Where does Northeast Florida buy cars? Arlington Toyota. Mia here, and why Arlington? Selection. Arlington has over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location with everyday low prices. Plus, right now, save big with 0 down and just $288 per month for a pre-owned 2023 Toyota Corolla. Or how about no payments till January 2026 and 60-day exchange. Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter-mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Pacifico, discovered by accident.
Yeah, the story goes, a group of friends went down to Mexico looking for some legendary wings. They never found them. But what they did find was something even better. An unforgettable Mexican lager.
Where'd you hear that?
Tell your next great story with a friend and a delicious Pacifico Mexican lager.
Pacifico, find your own way.
home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Find the middle of the fairway with your drives. Get the golf tips and talk to keep you straight.
That's a great tee shot.
On the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Yo, it's your main man E.T. here for Explore Clay. And Clay County is your destination this 4th of July. Start the morning with the Freedom 5K in Keystone Heights. Medals for the first 300 finishers and a scenic course through the shaded neighborhoods. Then enjoy the 57th annual celebration at City Hall with vendors, live music, and family fun. Wrap up the day at Moose Haven in Orange Park for the American Pride 4th of July, a free riverside event with food, live entertainment, and fireworks over the St. Johns River. Discover more at exploreclay.com.
Mia here for Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet, and you know how much I love it. My family is obsessed. With summer here, why not finally create that custom garage workspace you and your dad want? Think tool storage, workbenches, a place for everything to go. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes all you guys. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. ClosetsByDesign.com.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do it yourself dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Cordell and Cordell Lycon Services. The 2025 NFL season is coming fast. If you ask SI's John Shipley, he's all in on Trevor Lawrence having a breakout year.
I think Trevor Lawrence will throw 35 touchdown passes this season. Look at Liam Cohen and his offensive scheme. He knows what the quarterback position is about.
Meanwhile, Jags defensive lineman Eric Armstead told FS1's First Things First he's loving the fresh energy from the team's new leadership trio.
There's a lot of newness, new coach, new GM, and with that, it brings a lot of excitement.
And this evening, Duval's calling all job seekers with 60,000 plus fans expected this season. The Jaguars and the Everbank Stadium partners are hosting a massive job fair from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 7 o'clock, it's 75 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Hey, girl. Oh, now. Come on now. You know you got everybody looking. That's right. Got a little boom in my big truck. Gonna open up the doors and turn it up. Gonna stomp my boots in the Georgia mud. Gonna watch you make me fall in love. Get up on the hood of my daddy's tractor. Up on the toolbox, it don't matter. Down on the tailgate, girl, I can't wait to watch you do your thing. Shake it for the young bucks sitting in the honky tonks. For the rednecks rocking till the break of dawn. The DJ spinning that country song. Come on, come on, come on. Shake it for the birds, shake it for the bees. You know it! In the creek for the crickets and the critters and the squirrels. Shake it to the moon, shake it for my girl. Country girl, shake it for me.
Now that's Clay County, baby. You know it! Come on, E.
Come on, girl.
Good to be here on a Super Tuesday. Don't forget to get out and rock the vote today, Jacksonville.
Bro, voting on what?
We got a big election out there.
Voting for what?
Article 8.
States what?
Subsection 12. It's a simple yes or no.
That's it?
That's all you need. Just a simple yes or no. Good to be here. A lot to do today. Busy Tuesday. I was talking last night.
By the way, the Jags, I screwed up. I gave them way too much credit. They're 31. They haven't improved the family part yet.
Oh, they're 31 last year.
Yeah, not 2 years ago. Last year. 28 2 years ago. So they actually got worse when it came to that particular item. Anyway, sorry.
I hate that category in the
I know you do. I remember when we talked about it in February. You didn't like that one at all.
No, I don't like it. It's like
you got so much money.
Now I got to now I got to take care of you guys too.
It is what it is.
I mean, my God.
I hear you. I hear you.
I mean, what more do I have to do here?
For sure.
I give you every opportunity. I pay it.
Yeah.
You know, I just handed you, and I'm not, Travis, I just gave you $30 million, and you're giving me a D?
Yeah.
Or an F?
Yeah.
Fair.
I think it would just, I just think they're talking about some, whatever.
No, I know.
We literally had this same conversation back in the late winter.
We did.
When it came out. And the family.
Are you disagree with me, or are you?
I know that it's part of whether or not you agree with the sensibilities of it. That's definitely part of just like, giving nice facilities for recruits.
Right.
Now, you don't recruit like you do there,
right.
but you still, if there's every little thing that makes you a destination would help.
I guess. Oh, gosh.
It's my knee. Ouchie.
That hurts.
Yeah.
No but yes, we were talking last night, TV. And the question came up, do you think the Jags are going to win a Super Bowl? And the answer was, I can't say they're.
You mean ever? You don't mean not this year?
Yeah. And not this year. And I was like, let's just hope they do with this regime. I mean, let's just hope that this is finally the one, because literally we were talking about if you talk about great Jaguar seasons, there's 4 of them.
Gosh, and that seems like a high number to me.
96, 99, 17, and 22. You can't argue with those years.
Yeah, I don't know if 22 was any greater than those other wild card years. It felt like because they've been so bad, and the Trevor.
22 is a lot like 96, and the wins during that year.
Yeah,
but you're right. It wasn't
magical. A great team. I mean, there's a 9 and 8.
Yes,
yes. It feels like the only 2 really good teams. It really feels like the only great team we ever had was 99.
Yes,
great team.
Yes, great team.
17 got hot.
And was defense.
And then 17.
And then played a little bit off.
And then they beat Pittsburgh and they won a game. And then they're in the big game.
Yeah.
That 99 team is the one that forever, you let get away. You got to win that game and go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You got to. But even that one, Jeff, is 26 years ago.
I know. Trust me. I'm aware. I'm well aware. Look, if it doesn't come with this quarterback and what they build around him, then you're waiting another 10 years, 15 years.
You could be. Because he's the guy for a long time.
You got about a 5-year window here if you're having your best chance to win that Super Bowl. It's with these guys. After that, it would be as likely as Stafford doing it year 11 with Detroit. Not happening.
Right.
But I think that we finally I don't know, man. I'm just really, the Emmanuel Ogbah triggered me today. It just triggered me that we had a GM here that spent 2 whole off seasons without adding any veteran pass rush. That's just stupidity, man.
That was dumb.
I mean, 2 years of it, Hick.
Right. And they're not expensive.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can't, so it's just.
There's zero explanation to that.
And then
zero.
Right, and a coach who, by all accounts, checked out.
You might have sat there and tried to sell us.
No.
We really like.
And nobody got any.
So-and-so. We drafted this guy to do that. But those guys weren't ever going to do that.
Hick, it's worse if you don't count Eric Armstead as an edge rushing end. There's not an edge rusher on this football team that had a sack last year not named Walker or Allen. None.
Oof.
Abdullah, none. Lacey, none. Miles, whatever. The guy from Texas Tech will be gone in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For his, I think as it ages out and you just see the more aggressive approach that we're taking now, I like this one a lot better. And what does it work out? I don't know. But I do know this, too. Everything that Trent Baalke acquired and signed and looked long-term, it feels like those guys more than any are the ones watching over their back to protect their jobs.
Yeah.
The ones that gave extra.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember this? By the way, pitiful.
Right.
Just pitiful. I mean, there's so many of those instances.
I think
that's why we've only had. And again, you can argue what was a great year, what wasn't a great year.
Yeah,
if you
right.
want to do,
A playoff year is a good year.
Bottom line is, it ain't more than 4.
It's better than this. That's for 100%. That's 100%.
So you might go less if you want to throw in an 07 or whatever. That's fine.
In fair, 97 and 98 were good, solid, from start to finish. Those are 11
but
double
you take
digit.
those when you
you're already
sprinkle
good.
in a Super Bowl
That's
appearance
right.
here or there,
Right.
and another 8.
Right.
I got you. When you never have any of them, then they're. But anyway,
big fat red 100.
You remember this company, and we've talked about this a few times. This company that was going to the kids, doing metrics on the kids when they were in college. And I don't know how the NIL is, I'm assuming the NIL is going to really hurt this company. Or they've had to at least pivot to do something a little bit different. But this was a company, Jeff Prosser, you're a 18-year-old kid, you're a 5-star baseball player. You're gonna be number 1 pick coming out of high school, and you're not from, well means.
Okay,
you're struggling. I mean, you're
all right.
And I come to you and I go, hey kid, I'd like to meet with you and your parents. Here's what I can do. I can front you $1 million. And you're like, okay, what's the deal? Well, I front you $1 million. And I get 10% of your future earnings.
Yeah, we've done this.
Remember?
Before. Some it works good, and others not so much.
Well, there's this company that started doing it.
They buy
were
future. They're like their stock.
They were like, this is
They're
genius.
buying the stock.
They're doing their analytics on you.
Yeah.
You're projecting in our world that you're going to make a lot of money. Therefore, I'm willing to front you. If you're not going to make a lot of money, I'm going to front you $100,000. But I know you're going to get drafted, so because you throw 99. So I'm going to gamble that you.
Okay.
And it's basically that's how it's set up.
All right.
And I remember. Gervon Dexter did it.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I remember
he took
that.
the money, and then he didn't want to pay the money back.
I remember that too.
And I also remember, who was their biggest?
And Dexter ended up going like second round, right? And he's
played well.
He's playing for
he's
the
making a lot.
Bears.
Yeah, he's making money. So therefore,
they're
you don't want to give his money back.
Sure,
but
I'm sure it sounds great when they're offering.
But they hit on that gamble.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the one that has always perplexed me, and it's their biggest signing, was Fernando Tatis. Why would Fernando Tatis need money? His daddy played how long in the bigs?
Oh, probably wasn't making a ton of money, but anyway, he just wanted it then and now, I guess. And have you seen the chains my man wears? He wanted to get a head start.
So as a 17-year-old minor leaguer.
And maybe he's estranged from his father. Do we know that?
We don't know. He got $2 million up front.
From this at
17.
Okay. And they get 10% of his
10% of his future earnings. Well, he signed a $340 million 14-year deal. Our company celebrates
$34 million.
Man. Yeah, $34 million bucks
on the $2 million investment.
We're rich. We're rich. We got stacks. We got stacks.
Oh, that's M's.
Max?
M's. We just
Rax?
Straight M's, baby.
Yes.
Thousands.
So anyway.
Thousands.
So anyway, now Tatis Jr. don't want to give him that money.
Too bad. So sad for him.
He got his lawyer, and he's lawyered up, and now he's suing the company.
I can't imagine you win the lawsuit.
Yeah,
this company didn't just blow into town.
This is what we're going to go with.
Some check cashing. See, he can't go with anything.
Predatory tactics to lure him into an investment deal that was actually an illegal loan.
It's too
misrepresented themselves, hiding their unlicensed status, pushing them into loans terms banned by California's consumer protection laws, the suit alleges. It's weak.
That's weak.
I'm fighting this battle not just for this. By the way, do you think Fernando Tatis said this in a statement, Jeff? Yes or no?
I'm giggling
You and E. I'm fighting this battle not just for myself, but for everyone still chasing their dream and hoping to provide a better life for their family. I want to help protect those young players who don't yet know how to protect themselves from these predatory lenders and illegal financial schemes. And now I've read articles.
Translation: give me my money, man.
Yeah, I've read articles on this company, and the one thing that I did read about was how
he's trying to score a little cash for the boy King.
Yeah, extremely upfront they were. Extremely
like
upfront.
making sure that you know what you're doing.
And it wasn't just the 17-year-old. You signed this. Obviously, it's the family.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
They cross their T's and dot their I's.
That's right. Because when you're doing something like that as a company, you know that this is going to happen.
Right. But my question is now, how do they survive in this day and age? Because now the kids are getting the money at 17,
maybe they're not. And I wouldn't feel sad for that either. I mean, now look, they are exploitative. You are. You're treating human production like it's a stock.
Yes.
Like you're buying, Tesla. So there's that. And if you but if you give Tatis $2 million and he ends up, deciding he wants to party and not play ball, he's got $2 million.
BLA sued one-time Padre outfielder Franmil Reyes. He owes $404,000 in past due payments, plus $298 in interest as well from when he played in Japan. So it's kind of a. And I also remember in the article reading it, a former baseball player was like the president or started it or something. There's some sort of agent guy, and then also a former athlete guy that were part of it.
Well, I remember us talking about this.
Yes.
And what I remember thinking is, if you've got any kind of future, what a dumb thing to do.
It's dumb.
If you don't have, and to your point, now, like the decks, a lot. I remembered it being more college age kids.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so I don't remember him doing
Tatis at 17.
They're saying that he's 17, so they're saying that they went beyond what they should be able to do because he was a minor. Is that part of it? I mean, I just don't understand. You give a 17-year-old $2 million. It's just like a 17-year-old to get handed $2 million and then complain when he's got to pay it back.
Yeah.
So I can't. Listen, is it a great system? Maybe, maybe not. But there's nothing unfair or sneaky or contrived about it. I don't think.
Right. No, I think they're, like I said, when I read the article, I remember a couple things. And I remember one of the things is they're very upfront with the family, and everybody has to, like I said, because it's like buying stock on a person.
That's what it is.
But at the time, it was like viewed as a positive.
I still think it's a positive, but now, to your point, I don't know if it's necessary anymore because now you get the NIL without having to pay it back.
Right.
Without having to suffer any sort of future anything.
So it'll be interesting going forward. I don't know. I'll be curious to see if this company ends up dissolving or if they found, like I said, they may have pivoted and found another way to be successful.
Yeah, they probably saw it coming.
Maybe with the NIL.
They become NIL brokers.
Right. We're right there for you. This is one.
We know how to do this already.
Yeah, and if you're not getting NIL money, we'll give you NIL money. Boom. What happened, little buggy?
Well, that's sort of.
Did you get him?
I don't know. I thought I did, but
might have missed him.
Yeah.
You got out of there quick. Survived.
Sure. Yeah, it does. Somebody said on the text line, and that's kind of what I thought. It does sound like one of those payday loans you see on the corner. Yeah, you want the money when you cash it, and then you don't want to pay the interest that they told you was there.
Sure.
Everybody goes to a payday loan, knows those jokers are giving you 60% interest. You know this when you cash it.
Right.
So don't complain in a month where you owe them 4 times what you borrowed.
Yeah.
That's what the loan is. That's how they work. So, yeah, I don't know, by the way, if a future superstar needs a payday loan. There's also that.
Well, yeah,
that's just
it's not a good for the player for the athlete taking the money. It's a dumb.
Yeah, you don't pay.
The bigger you make it, the worse it gets.
Well, there's also this. You don't need the money. You're 17, 18 years old. You may want the money. You don't need it.
I need that car. I need this chain.
Correct.
They're not going out and going, okay, I'll take this money. I'll invest it.
Correct.
I won't touch it.
I'll come back to school.
And then I'll beat them because I'll make more money than I have to pay
I think in some cases you pour this money that seems like a lot at the time, but you throw a kid $150,000. I got news for you. All the adults in the room say amen. $150,000 is gone in a week if you don't watch it. $150,000 is gone quick when you're paying bills or building or buying anything of any significance. It's not a lot of money. If you go to college and you think that $240,000 you're going to make your 3 years is going to set you up for life, and so you're not going to go to school and you're only going to worry about the NFL or the NBA.
Yes,
you're going to end up just where you were had you never gotten the money.
All right.
Or you run the risk of that. I have a speed trap, but I want to get in real quick.
Get it.
And we'll come back with your the poll question. We got the 10-minute drill. We've got brunch with the tour today, talking Sharks football today, all your faves.
We also have Christine Brennan scheduled today.
Oh.
Who wrote a book on it, was writing it and releasing it on Caitlin Clark.
Okay, Christine Brennan, I think a lot of people know from the ESPN and some of those like reporter shows. And so, cool. All right, right now, northbound 295 at Old St. Augustine Road. So if you're on the Beltway, over there on, I guess that would be the West Beltway, just north at Old St. Augustine Road.
Yeah!
Yeah, keep those speeds down. Keep that cash in your pocket. That's a drill speed trap alert.
Our Dreamfinders Homes poll question of the day. This is in deference to the New York Metropolitans' performance last night. Really, I thought that was a game we were going to win, too, because as bad as it
felt like
you're waiting for it to happen because your Braves are...
we leave them on base every inning, second and third, every inning. I told you.
It's
uncanny.
So we're going to steal this game for sure.
I thought so, too.
And, oh, gosh, here's Soto now. First and... this is perfect. And,
that wasn't a good
and then we go out in the ninth.
Not a timely strikeout for Soto. But you see what I lived through, Dan. Every inning, first and third, one out. Second and third, no out. They can't score.
Because you could have hung like 8 on 4 and 20 Blackbird.
And that's what you got to do, but that's correct. So
anyway,
whatever, they got to win.
Who's the best team in the National League right now? And
that's a really good question.
It is, and I can't put a team that's 1-9 in their last 10, so I didn't. I put the Giants, the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the Cubs. Those are your 4. The Giants, the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the Cubs.
The problem has nothing to do with the records. This answer is super easy, even though the record is the Dodgers.
It's still the Dodgers. It's still the Dodgers with 63%.
The Dodgers last year didn't run away with anything either, if you remember.
No.
And they won the World Series going away.
Correct. But anyway,
it's the Dodgers. You get nice warm fuzzies about the Cubs. I just don't trust their staying power.
Yeah.
Like I could see the Cubs at 46-32 missing the playoffs. I'm not predicting it.
Shout out
I don't know how they're pitching, bro. I mean, they lost their 2 best pitchers. How are they 46-32?
I don't know. That's how kind of we are right now. Tonight we get the debut of Fat Frankie Montas, who you'll see is fat and also had a 13 ERA in AAA, so it should go real well.
You know what happens? Those veterans, they go to AAA and they get 40 ERAs, and then they come up and they listen.
That's what they're hoping.
If anybody can give you 6 scoreless and get you going, it'd be us. So
Fat Frankie will be on the bump tonight.
We got Spencer Strider. I just don't know. He's just the guy's a 99-mile-an-hour throw throwing 95. It doesn't mean he's not near as good a pitcher.
Anyway, our poll question brought to you by our friends at Dreamfinders Homes.
Okay,
locked
the Mets,
in right now at a 4.99% interest
Did you put
rate.
the Mets on the list?
No, I'm not putting a 1-9 in their last 10. Yeah,
I got you.
4.99% interest rate. Select move-in ready homes, 15 different locations throughout Jacksonville.
15 of them things.
Yes, E15. That's right. It's there everywhere, and they do a great job. And maybe the future owner of the Tampa Bay Rays, too. And our friend Patrick over at Dreamfinders.
Rock seats for the boys.
Let's go, baby. So check them out, dreamfindershomes.com, especially first-time homeowners. We'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling. We're just getting warmed up here. It's a Super Tuesday. Rock the vote.
It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday on the drill.
Downtime with Dan is serviced by the local family-owned company for home comfort and your statewide mechanical partner for the biggest projects, Lloyd's Heating and Air.
All right, shout out to Tyrese Haliburton, who said all the right things after having his surgery. I'd do it again and again after that to fight for the city and my brothers for the chance to do something special. You got to appreciate the way Haliburton said it, despite tearing his Achilles, and now we'll miss, I guess, most of next year or whatever. You know what happened. You know what he was faced with. He made the decision. He had to have all the information available to him. My foot feels like dead weight, fam, but what's hurting the most is my mind. I'm proud I fought through. I'm glad you don't have to see the kid ugly cry. 25-year-old expected to miss next year. But Tyrese Haliburton went down swinging in Game 7 for the Indiana Pacers.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
And it's intercepted. Matthew's got it. He's going back the other way at the 40-yard line. Looking for a block. He's got it. Rashid down the sideline. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
1010XL.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC expert, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Beards Diamonds is where Jacksonville shops for engagement rings and fine diamond jewelry. Hicken here, Beards Diamonds, man. Shop local, shop Beards. They're in the St. John's Town Center, and they stand out in so many ways. They're local, number one, right? Owners are great. The Lupo's terrific, folks. Part of our community. Been here for more than 40 years. Money spent at Beards doesn't go to Wall Street, stays here in Jacksonville, FLA, right? Taking care of our own, and they take care of us. You don't compromise on anything. Beards guarantees to give you a better price, a better value, period. They've got all the top names in bridal jewelry. Corey Ferraggio, dozens more. They don't have to jack up prices to meet a corporate bottom line. The best selection of diamonds in Northeast Florida anyway, hands down, all handpicked by the local owner. A lot of those chain jewelry stores, they're all owned by the same mega conglomerate, different names, but they're the same owner. Beards, no. Locally owned alternative, beholden to the people of Jacksonville, not the people of Wall Street. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. Shop local, shop beer.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is poured at Southern Coast Seafood, now open Mondays. Enjoy craft for $12.99 a pound on Tuesdays. Drink Brackish Wednesdays with $1 oyster on the half shell. Brackish Vodka is the first clean craft vodka made right here in Jacksonville for whatever your sport is. If your sport is crab at Southern Coast, your vodka is Brackish. Southern Coast Seafood, now open Mondays. Brackish Vodka, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Firehouse Subs has fries. Your hometown hero since '94 just cranked up the heat. Hot subs, crispy fries, golden, pillowy on the inside, and perfectly seasoned. Over 30 Jacksonville locations. Firehouse Subs, homegrown and now with fries.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Rebound Rehabilitation. 11 great locations across the First Coast, and they're just a click away when it comes to feeling strong and healthy again. If you need the best path to recovery, look no further than Rebound Rehab. Log on and check out one of their great 11 locations.
It's about the hunt.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Lagerman. We take you from the water to the woods.
On the Nimnicht Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Let's go to the woods, y'all.
Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, Superior Fence and Rail.
Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has branched off from on-road to off-road. Give us the latest on what they've got.
They have. They've got the 250 and the 450. Ricky Carmichael designed these bikes himself, and they are bad to the bone.
So you're talking about a really cool effect from a bike off-road that Triumph had on-road forever.
It is, and it's out there winning races, and it is fun to ride.
Check it out, Cycles of Jacksonville, their showroom on Atlantic near Regency, or online on their Facebook page.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this week at newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark. It's our first ever sensory-friendly game tonight, day game tomorrow, followed by Ascension St. Vincent's Military Appreciation on Coors Light Thursday, plus fireworks Friday and Saturday. Baseball all week and weekend. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family fun.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to i9sports.com with summer and fall registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. And now, let's light up the Firehouse Subs 10-minute drill.
Hit it! Yes! We got sports concepts. We got sports rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we like to hand out a prize pack. E says it's razzle-dazzle. E, what are you dazzling them with today, sir?
Daniel, what do you think about the Jumbo Shrimp?
I think of a lot of good things.
Okay, well, I got a pair of tickets to go check the Jumbo Shrimp out. They're playing at Five-Star Ballpark, and they're facing Nashville all week for a 6-game series. One lucky winner can wear a pair of tickets to go check them out this week. Holla at your boys.
All right, so we'll do that at the end of the drill. Lots of stuff.
Question I asked E when I got in today.
Yeah.
My great period of contemplating on the drive in. I call it show prep pick.
Yes.
Safe to say that the Miami Hurricanes and the Jacksonville Jaguars were on opposite arcs a year ago, or the Florida Gators and the Jacksonville Jaguars were on opposite arcs from a year ago.
Yes.
Two teams, like Miami was, they were 9-0 at one point in line. Their program was taking a, and by the way, there are projections of being a playoff team this year. Same with Florida. After a terrible start, they finished strong. There are some that would put them into the top 12 going into this season.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville, mired in just terribleness. I'll remind everyone, they forced 9 turnovers all year last year. Wrap your head around that. 9 all year. But the Jags were just never felt like anything good or positive at all. The arcs are just completely in different directions. They're going, Jaguars are on the down escalator. Florida and Miami were on the up escalator.
Okay.
But if I ask you honestly, who you thought had a better chance of winning the championship this year, the Miami Hurricanes or the Jaguars, who would you say? Which would surprise you less if they won? And the answer is neither. That's really not my point. But who would, if one of those two were to win a championship this year, who do you think it would be?
Miami.
You think it would be Miami?
Yeah.
And same with Florida. You would say the same thing?
Over the Jags?
Yeah. Who's more likely to win a championship? Not that either are likely. My point is the fact that we have to delay a second is that's why the NFL is so much more popular. That's why.
Yeah.
You could be the worst team in the league and with a shred of reality have hope for an instant turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
And college football doesn't offer you that. And if you get outside the billionaires club, you often you can take years to get back in.
Oh, yeah.
In college football.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas, that's the beauty of the NFL. A silly little 4-13 team that didn't do anything right can make a transfusion of ownership and coach and get few new players and count on guys that had taken them before, and they can give you maybe more hope in winning it all than a really good brand name programs on the rise.
Yeah. Yeah. Who said this? They don't have Nick Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping me.
Stopping me. They don't. This is Lane Kiffin.
That's Thomas Castellanos.
Castellanos
came out and said they don't have Nick Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping me.
This doesn't end well. Yeah, this doesn't end well. Mike Norvell. I think I put a muzzle on my guys, Mike.
Now, Jeffrey,
Aren't we supposed to have belief in ourselves?
No. We're not supposed to transfer in from Boston College to a 4-win team and talk about beating Alabama. You sound silly.
Okay.
I've seen this a lot of times. I remember one time, I remember one year the Florida Gators were hosting a pretty good Auburn team, and the Auburn quarterback said that, they were going to be tested like they never, like they wouldn't be all year. And then James Bates promptly produced a number 2 pencil in the postgame after they beat him, 58-7 or something.
Oh, dear.
So, no, Thomas Castellanos running it at Alabama is not in any way a good move. It only gets the attention of the Tiger.
They don't have Nick Saban anymore.
By the way, Thomas, they didn't have him last year either, friend, just in case you weren't keeping up.
He left Boston College, quit on Boston College.
You know what I say? Okay, as a follow-up, Thomas, what's it like playing for Bobby Bowden? I mean, who are you kidding, Bo? They don't have Nick Saban anymore? How about this? You have Mike Norvell still. How about that, then, as a counter?
He did throw 4 touchdowns against Duquesne.
Good for him. Castellanos has some skill. Don't get me wrong. I don't like a guy coming in who just quit on Boston College telling me that Alabama doesn't have enough to stop him. I get the confidence. Keep it to yourself, Chief.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be awfully embarrassed when you go 11 for 32 for 138 yards and 3 picks in the opener.
Oh,
that
dear.
wouldn't be good.
93 carries for 194 yards last year.
I didn't understand the move at all. I never did. And the FSU is screwed as long as they're on this. That right now they're in that Gator churn that Florida was in for in between Tebow and I don't know Trask.
Now they did finally flip a good high school quarterback who's got some credentials. He was going to Oklahoma. He's a California kid, and he opted out of Oklahoma because Oklahoma started recruiting another guy. And they get their feelings hurt now in these days. So he got the heck out of there.
Yeah, Oklahoma got that Elite 11 kid, the double B's, whatever his name was.
Yeah, so now
Brett
he's
Bowie or something.
Yeah. General Booty.
Sure. No, not Booty, Bowie or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, I know you don't. But I think it is double B's, though.
It is double B's. I saw him yesterday. It's the only reason I read the Elite 11 column. It's the only reason I know.
He said he and Bill O'Brien butted heads in an article, and that's why he left and blah, blah, blah. So
it's easy to butt heads with Bill O'Brien. I mean, I get it. Castellanos almost beat FSU single-handedly when Boston College wasn't any good. And I know he's somewhat local. I'm not wishing it against him. It's just the way his last season went at Boston College. To expect him to go to a better program with bigger expectations and play better doesn't seem in line with the logic, maybe.
I was looking at sports concepts and rationalizations. I was looking at the full list of tight ends headed to tight end U. TEU is this week up there in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, tight end U?
Yeah. I was looking.
It feels like it should be on the campus of Iowa University. That's where it feels like it should be.
Yeah.
13, 26, 39, 52, 65, 75 tight ends are headed to TEU this week.
Is this college tight ends or high school tight ends?
These are mostly pros.
Yeah,
these are pros.
Yeah.
Oh, they just go
Where
there
they all get together.
Yeah.
I got
They all get together and kind of go over tricks of the trade.
I got
TEU.
I got you.
It's brought to you by
I hear you. I was
Kittle
thinking,
and
yeah, I was thinking it was like more like that Manning camp only for tight ends. That's what I thought you were saying. Yeah.
Well, I think there
are some college kids too,
but it's probably like the top dog college.
And I only looked through it a glancing blow, but I don't think I saw any of our guys going.
Britton Strange.
I saw Evan Ingram's going.
Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't our guys be going?
Yeah, probably.
Or are we great tight ends?
But do you have to get invited to it?
No, I don't. Well, I think you probably call and say, "Hey, I'd like to come."
Okay. You have your
there's guys on there.
out.
I can't. I got the list here in front of me, but it's so small you can't see it. So quite honestly, I think that there's guys on there that I don't know who they are. So
our guys should definitely be going.
Yeah, our guys. What are we doing? I mean, let's get our butts to it. All right. I mean, come on. I mean, we got to make things happen here, right? So anyway, that's TEU, Tight End University, is coming on this week. So, boy, I tell you what, this Cal Raleigh is.
Yeah, it's funny. I wanted to talk. Let's talk about him on the other side.
Something else.
I went down the Raleigh wormhole.
Yeah,
remembering his time at FSU, and he did
32 home runs.
Yeah,
right?
he did. It's 31 or 32. I think it's 31. But
31.
I think it's 4 or 5 games in a row, and because it's got that local attachment, it's a super interesting story.
He's a switch hitter too,
bro. Like I said, I went down the rabbit hole. This dude one time last year went homered lefty righty twice in a week.
Dang.
This guy's been hitting 24th. He's led catchers and homers 3 or 4 years in a row. We're late to the Cal Raleigh party. He got signed last offseason to a big deal. And by the way, I also learned this. Did you know there was such thing as called? I never knew this.
Okay.
Did you know there was such thing as a platinum glove?
No.
They give gold gloves every year. And then the very best defender in the league, any position, gets the platinum glove. There's only one.
He won it?
He got that last year.
Well, then he's
the best defensive player in the American League.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that's what I like to call that's MVP.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I loved, Aaron.
He's one of these he's a 220 hitter. Is
that it?
That's it. That's
what's he hitting this year?
218.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he's a 200 hitter. I
don't care.
Well,
by the way.
Now look, I looked at 218 in the pamphlet, which was yesterday, which could have been from like last Friday. But he's low 200. He's 220. I think at best.
Is he the big dumper?
Big dumper.
Yes.
He doesn't like, but he
I wouldn't like that.
Well, he hates it. His mom hates the. By the way, we won't talk about it next time. We're doing it now. His mom hates it. He hates it, and now I'm only going to go for him. 250. He's up this year. Okay, all right. He's up this year. I looked at his old
278
this year.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's MVP number. What
career 220?
That's what I saw. I saw and didn't he hit 180 something one year?
First year in 148 plate appearances, he hit 180. 22, he hit 211. Then he hit 232 with 30 home runs. And last year he had 34 home runs, 100 ribs, but only hit 220.
So that's what I didn't see this year's average.
The big dumper.
Well, they say, you know why they call him the big dumper? Because they say he's got a big rear end. His mom he doesn't like that. But the reason that I can totally back him is who gave him the nickname.
Who?
Kellenick. You know what they call you? The little thumper, buddy.
641-1010. Come kind, come courteous, come correct. Tell them what they're going to win.
Pair of voucher tickets to go see the Jumbo Shrimp at VyStar Park. The Shrimp are facing Nashville this week for a 6-game series. One lucky winner can win a pair of tickets. All you got to do is holler at your boy, 904-641-1010.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
What's the deal with the show? The 1010XL Podcast Network is now available just about everywhere you find podcasts.
I mean, I think the show's going to be a huge hit.
Search for your favorite 1010XL podcast in your platform of choice.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jax Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jax Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
It's the Gator Podcast Channel with Frank Frangie and me, Dan Hicken, on all things Gators. Hacker and Denny Thompson have Gator Bites, and you can find them wherever you find podcasts or at 1010XL.com. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Mia here for Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet, and you know how much I love it. My family is obsessed. With summer here, why not finally create that custom garage workspace you and your dad want? Think tool storage, workbenches, a place for everything to go. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes all you guys. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. ClosetsByDesign.com.
Spend an evening with heart. One night, 2 sets. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. This Tuesday night, St. Augustine Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss an evening with Heart live.
Pickett here with my concierge doctor, Richard Townsend. Doc T, how does a concierge direct primary care operate?
We are a membership-based primary care made directly between a patient and physician. We'll have a limited amount of patients that allows us to give unlimited access and personal service to you. This individualized approach has been shown to lower hospitalizations as well as maintain healthier lives. We also give 24/7 access via phone to me outside of our scheduled office hours.
To learn more, go to mypvconcierge.com.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. That's VAXAssist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The 4th is a few weeks away, and I know what you're thinking. I can't start Awaken 180 weight loss because I want to eat on the long 4th of July weekend. Well, guess what? You can eat hamburgers on Awaken 180 weight loss. You can eat chicken, steak, or pork, too. You can even eat lobster because you're eating real food and losing weight. More important, it's fast, easy, and safe. No chemical shots, no counting calories or points, or any other fad diet. I can't stress this enough. You eat real food every single day. You know what else you're doing while losing weight with Awaken 180? Eliminating pain, fitting into clothes you haven't worn in years, sleeping through the night, and waking up refreshed and energized and happy. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180, and Hacker lost more than 110. And you know what? You can lose whatever you want. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely by eating real food every single day. Awaken 180 weight loss is the clear path to success without disappointment. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or go online, awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, Ick here for my friends at Zero Res. I love the cleaning freaks. I love to get them out to the house. You should get them out to the house as well. Why? Because they can handle any surface you throw at them. Carpets, tile and grout, hardwood, laminate, stone, upholstery, rugs, air ducts. Man, oh man, they're right there for you. And some summer savings, they got them for you. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Go ahead and take 20% off your air duct cleaning as well. Listen, Zero Res, nobody better. Don't believe me? Look at the Google ratings. You get a 4.9 out of a possible 5, more than 8,000 reviews. Here's what you do. Go to ZeroResJacksonville.com. Real easy. Just type it in. Or call them 287-5727, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010 special. And you'll be glad you did. Zero Res, man. Spell it forward, spell it backwards. Zero Res. It spells the same.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, got a little pop quiz here.
Yeah, every now and then I like to stump the boys. You know, it doesn't come off.
Try to stump.
Every now and then I like to try to stump the boys. It doesn't come often, but when it does, I find great happiness out of that. Gentlemen,
all right.
The NBA Finals just wrapped up.
Oh boy.
And SGA, he joined Elite Company.
Okay.
He became the 11th player to win the Finals MVP within the same year as the league MVP.
Oh yeah, we can get a lot of
He became the 11th player. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to name the other 10.
Right. We just have to be careful not to throw out immediately like the wrong one, you know?
Well, you got to go Jordan first.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan did it 4 times.
Yeah. Didn't Shaq do it, Jeffrey?
I believe he did it at the I don't know if he. Let's hold on.
I'm just no, don't hold off. Shaq did it once in 2000.
No, I was going to say.
There you go.
Obviously,
the year.
You got to play.
I'm pretty
LeBron
sure
did it.
LeBron James in 2012 and 2013.
So your MVP and Finals MVP in the same year, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, I mean, we got to go to some of the standbys. I mean, I'm sure Magic was both. But let's.
Is that an answer or?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Magic Johnson.
And Bird.
And Bird.
Yeah, and Bird.
Both of them. Yeah. Bird did it 84, 86. Magic did it in 87.
How many we got?
How about How about Steph? Although Durant won those Finals MVPs.
Yeah, and so did.
Oh yeah, Iguodala. So that won't be him. See, we talked ourselves out of that one. I'm pretty sure. I think Jokic did it just a couple years ago, didn't he? Or was he not? Would they give Embiid his MVP? They may have given Embiid his MVP.
There you go.
Yeah, he gave Embiid.
There you go. They gave it to him.
They gave Embiid his MVP. Yeah, so he didn't do it. Did Giannis win MVP the year he won the
What about captain?
The Finals? Giannis? No. That was a Jokic MVP.
What about the captain?
Was that
Skyhook?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Kareem, he did it in 71.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Never did it with the Lakers.
Nope, he wasn't a Laker.
Wow. I got lucky then.
So how many? We got?
Y'all got SGA, LeBron, Shaq, Jordan, Magic, Bird, and Kareem. Y'all are missing 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm sitting on one that I believe I know. And I should know.
Is it Kobe?
No.
That's not the one you're sitting on?
This is a good poll, but it's only because it's my team.
I like where you're going there.
Okay. Now, the greatest...
My team has had neither a champion or an MVP, so there's that.
Well, this one was 50 years ago. So.
Yeah, I like where you're going.
The problem is, I'm not sure, well, it has to be the other guy. The greatest Game 7 in NBA Finals history belongs to a guy who I don't think was the MVP. If you go back and look, Walt Frazier in that Game 7 against the Lakers had 36 points and like 19 dimes. I mean, he was...
I like how you working it.
But I know he was not MVP of the season. I'm pretty sure. So I think it's the captain. My captain. It's like what I say, the captain for the Mets. Everybody says it's Jeter. When I say the captain, they think it's Willis Reed.
Willis Reed did it at 70. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, the Spurs won all those.
Okay.
How about Duncan?
Okay, yeah. Jeff. Duncan did it in 2003. Y'all are missing one.
Just one left.
Uh-huh.
We'll get him.
Oh, boy.
We'll get him. Hold on. I'm looking at the file.
I don't like how you just poo-pooed my 36 points and 19 assists in Game 7
for Walt Frazier.
Finals.
Well, I knew it.
Greatest performance in the history of Game 7s.
Well, it's a good performance. It may have been top since then, but yeah, for sure.
Because Magic did his in Game 6, right?
Yes. All right, I'm gonna.
Y'all will definitely get this one.
He said we'll definitely get it. So,
yeah, y'all will get it.
We got to find a.
Are we allowed to look at MVPs, NBA?
No,
MVPs?
I'm looking at I think we're allowed to look at champions.
Yeah, sure.
What about, you know what? How about Moses Malone hit?
Oh, wait. Y'all had two left, and Moses Malone is one.
Oh, yeah. That's a good pull there.
It is, because I didn't even see my mark right there.
Yeah, Moses Malone. That's a good one.
Now one more. My bad.
That's a good one, man.
Moses Malone did it at 83.
Right, with the Sixers, and so that's Dr. J. He beat for both of those. All right, we're missing one more.
Yeah, just with this one, Jordan took a break.
Oh, so it's Hakeem. I was going to say I was wondering maybe Bill Walton in 77 if he may have done it.
Who was the MVP of the... Was he not the MVP of the regular season?
Yeah, I don't know if he ever won an MVP of the regular season. Bill Walton, ET, is probably the guy whose greatness was most impacted by injury.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that for sure.
Well, I mean...
But this...
It was nice like that?
Oh,
he was unbelievable.
Blazers.
Best passing big man ever.
Dude, he had a college... What was the college game? What did he have? 30-something rebounds, something stupid?
No, he went against Memphis. He went for like 44 points on like 20 of 21 or something.
Yeah. He was rookie of the year in the NBA, I think, and then he hurt himself.
The best passing big man?
Might have been.
Jokic might have something to say about that.
Might.
Or Arvydas Sabonis?
Not Sabonis. No, he just...
Vlade?
Bill Walton was... With a cast of characters, took down the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
Bill Walton was one of those dudes. He'd take that ball, man. He would just like a spider holding something.
Like Jordan.
But he's a big man, so he'd see over people and he'd make these passes.
Portland is a hexed franchise, if you think about it.
Yeah, they could have the one title.
Sam Bowie.
Mm-hmm. Over Jordan.
They also took
Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy, yeah.
They also took Oden over Durant.
Yeah, Greg Oden.
Oof.
Yeah. Oof. Odin over Durant.
I saw Brandon Roy's son just committed to Washington.
They say Brandon Roy's like one of those guys. If he hadn't got hurt, it's like
that's what I'm saying.
The greatest never
Right.
was.
I don't remember him being that great.
Was he Rookie of the Year?
I think he was Rookie
He
of
may
the
have
Year.
been.
Yeah.
But he never got going enough for me to like register that, we've lost a potential superstar.
Right.
But
think about all those what we just named.
We got them all, and we didn't miss one.
No. I'm talking about the Blazers.
No, I like to think about what we just. People now are on the text line are just now listing all kinds of guys who won the MVP. You got to also win the Finals MVP.
Brandon Roy was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and the Finals MVP, like Steve Nash doesn't win the Finals MVP because Steve Nash doesn't win the Finals, so there's a problem there.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
All of the guesses.
Brandon Roy went 16.8 as a rookie, 19.1 second year, 22.6 third year, and then 21.5.
So he was well on his way. He was just stuck in Portland.
On his way.
I do not remember him being. I know. I do know that when he got hurt and the impact was. So he averaged 24 years in a row, 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Wow. Brandon Roy College, Washington.
Washington.
That's where his son's going.
All right. I got another speed trap. Parents going to be one of them days. So it'd be my advice here on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday, the speed trap. And wouldn't you know it, brought to you by Catlin Truck Accessories, radar detection, and more. Speed trap 95 South between 210 and International Golf Parkway. You jokers need to keep your speeds down that way all the time. But here's a little extra impetus for you. It's a drill speed trap alert.
I like that. I like that a lot.
We were talking baseball whenever we went to break. Yeah, we're going to say something.
No, we were just talking about the big dumper.
No, we started to talk about Cal Raleigh, and then we ended up just telling the whole Cal Raleigh story.
Yes.
And basically a remander, because if you forget, but he was at FSU, and it wasn't yesterday. But I tell you what I remember, what I learned about Cal Raleigh is, buddy, he's been having big plays, big hit. He had a bottom of the ninth home run in the College World Series against LSU for FSU. He hit the game winner in the Super Regional, some walk-off double at FSU. He was an All-American at FSU from his freshman year through. He was a relatively high draft pick, and doesn't hit for a high average, but boy, that power. And it is 32 already on the year. So he is going to approach the Seattle all-time record for home runs by the break. And that's a franchise that employed, Ken Griffey Jr. and A-Rod during the juice ball era.
He only hit 10 home runs his first year at FSU. Then he hit 9. Then he hit 13. His last year in 2018, hit 326. And then was drafted, went to Everett, Arkansas, Modesto, Tacoma, working his way up to Seattle. Really got up there in 22. So it's kind of gone the way. So really, big, just, but what a year. 32 home runs. We're not even halfway through the year.
No, I mean, if it were a different era, we would be on record watch.
Right.
I mean, he's ahead of the pace to break that record of 61, which is now, 73 or something? 70? What did Bonds hit?
What's the most home runs ever by a
73?
catcher?
Is it Piazza?
Salvi Perez.
40-something?
48.
Wow, Salvador Perez hit 48
what's funny?
homers?
I happened to be flipping through television the other day.
They call you the flipper.
And I came on channel 479.
Okay, that's a MLB network.
And the Kansas City Royals were playing.
Okay.
I still think about Salvador Perez because he was on that 15 Royals team. He's been there forever.
Oh, yeah, and he's still. He said. I think he set the all-time. Either Royals. I think he set the Royals home run record.
He rolls up to the plate, and I'm like, I wonder what kind of year he's having. And the other thing that struck me is that's another big dumper.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
God, he's huge.
Every year he gets 5. He gets
Isn't
old.
he?
And he's got old man weight too.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he's a big dude. He's like he looks like a middle-aged man, just not really trying too hard.
Anyway, he
still hits a big long ball.
He promptly hits a home run.
Yeah. He's probably got 10 or 15, I bet.
Yeah. No, it was his 10th.
Yeah.
It was his 10th. He is listed at 6'3", 256.
Yeah, he's bigger than that.
256 is a lot of weight on 6'3",
That dude's 256 from the waist down,
But
brother.
he's big all over. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's a great. And by the way, is he a Hall of Famer?
Well, he's playing his way into that category. I'm pretty sure. Isn't he a Gold Glove dude too?
I'm sure. I say that. But.
He is Mr. Royal, isn't he? I mean, where by the time? No, I mean current Mr. Royal.
Oh,
when you get all time though, he'll be a top 5 Royal. Do you think?
Yeah. They won a title with him.
Outside of Kansas City, you might ask people to
They
name
don't know
5
who he is.
Royals, and they may not name him.
He's 18 home runs
Billy
away.
Butler.
Yeah, he's 18 home runs away from 300.
Well, he did set a record. Billy Butler is the Royals home run leader?
Oh, no. I just know he played for the Royals.
Yeah. George Brett.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
And Bobby Witt Jr. is very popular.
Yeah, I don't know if he's as popular as Salvi. Two back-to-back World Series. They remember. That's a good baseball town now.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt's been up for, 10 minutes. I don't think they're going to give the high school senior the kudos over the guy with the hardware.
I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer.
I don't either. But the catchers, it's fair.
9 All-Star games, though.
What about Gold Gloves?
5 Silver Sluggers.
What about Gold Gloves? If that's a big number, then we'll talk. If it's not, it's going to be hard.
All right, stand by. 5 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, ish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, ish. Well, if they put him in, then, I will literally buy a van, paint it in Dale Murphy's uniform, and drive it to his, enough's enough already.
Similar batters, Brian McCann, Javi Lopez, those aren't all of them.
No, good players.
Career earnings for Salvador Perez, please.
How many years? Whatever, 15.
12 to 26.
Yeah, so 15 years. I'm going to say old Salvi started not making much. He plays a position that doesn't get overly paid. He plays for a cheap organization. I'm going to say his best years were $24 million years. He's probably had 5 or 6 of them. I'm going to go 100. Then I'm going to go 220 million.
You talked it perfectly. You just did poor math because you were right on in everything you were saying.
Okay.
But 150 million.
I gave him too many years of the lesser.
Yeah.
So that's perfect, right? 25 million. This is max. Did that 4 or 5
he
years.
made 22 million this year.
Yeah.
That's his career high.
Yeah.
20, 18, 14, 14, 11, 8.
Yeah, I just
4.
gave him too many $10 million years. He hasn't played that long.
Salvi Perez is a great, really good player, man.
Somebody's asked me something on the text line
Where is he was born in Valencia, Carabobo. Where's Carabobo?
I'm guessing in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Be my
Where's
guess.
Carabobo?
Yeah, that's a new one.
I've
for
never
me.
heard
I've
of
never heard of
Carabobo.
Carabobo. It's got to be tucked in between, St. Croix and somewhere.
It's a state in the north of Venezuela.
Okay, so he's Venezuelan.
So, yeah.
He's Venezuelan.
But why wouldn't you say Venezuela?
I don't know. Carabobo, Venezuela, I should say.
Yeah.
If it's not its own country, you can't just put the state. That's like saying that,
It says Valencia, Carabobo.
Right. That's like in the Olympics saying that, Simone Biles is from Texas and not the USA.
Yeah.
I saw this. I was thinking this earlier.
Or is it a separate country?
Carabobo is not a country.
It's a state in the north of Venezuela.
Yeah, so
it's located about 2 hours by car from Caracas,
Yeah.
the capital of Venezuela. The state capital is Valencia, though.
Oh.
Huh. Interesting. Anyway, continue.
I have an in. I can get any Venezuelan history or
some geography.
I can get answers.
Well, yeah, ask him.
No, yeah.
I'm curious
There
to
you go.
know why.
Son-in-law,
he was
the SIL, I like to call him, usually listens to the show. So this will be the part where he fires off an explanation.
Text
Look
message.
at this. You ready?
Yeah.
I already got it.
You got me, Carabobo?
It is Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're from Venezuela if you're from Carabobo.
Okay.
Which is kind of what I thought.
We would have had to phone a friend. I would have had him on my list, and we would have won.
But you would-
Carabobo, where is that? Hurry! I've got 3 seconds.
Yeah,
it's
I would not
Venezuela.
have known what Carabobo was. I probably got a little I probably got, and wasn't the first, won't be the last little shake of disapproval with the FIL, the father-in-law.
Yeah.
The fact, I fancy myself blue question guy.
Yeah, that's true.
I have the family blood now runs through Venezuela.
Yeah.
Carabobo.
And I can't identify Carabobo. It'll never happen again, friend.
Boy,
Say
King
that.
got Carabobo blood in him, don't he?
Do you think we're saying Carabobo correctly?
Well, I haven't looked at it. I can look at it. and tell.
Carabobo.
Yeah, Carabobo.
Carabobo.
Oh, Carabobo.
You know what that means? Dumb face. We're going to dumb face Venezuela.
Oh, dear.
That's what Carabobo means. You got a dumb face. Now, Bobo is dumb in Puerto Rican. I don't know if that's dumb in Spanish. But Caradobo? What is it?
Carabobo.
Yeah.
Carabobo.
Carabobo means dumb face. Maybe you don't want to be from there. Listening to The Drill. 8 o'clock hour is next. Catlin Truck Accessories.
Do you really?
We got 2 dudes here from dumb face Venezuela, and we're back
Carabobo.
with more next.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Join the great adventure. Come on. The Drill.
Jaguars today.
XL Prime Time. The Franchi Show.
Rick Ballou.
Packer After Dark on 1010 XL.
We went to probably 4 or 5 jewelry stores.
Jacksonville's Mitch Fandel went to the town center looking for an engagement ring, but found the big box corporate jewelry experience wasn't for him.
Nobody was really helping us. One of the stores, some people walked in behind us and they were offered beer and champagne, and I'm wearing shorts and a cutoff, so I don't really look the part. So I was like, well, I guess we'll go somewhere else. I don't know if they think we can afford to shop here or what.
So he went across and discovered locally owned Beards Diamonds.
When I walked in, everybody just said, hey, welcome in. Welcome to Beards.
Mitch loved the service and attention he got at Beards and ended up with a bigger, better quality diamond.
It was about twice the size of what I thought I could afford, and it was also about twice the size of what my wife thought she wanted.
Today, Mitch tells all his friends, shop local, shop Beards.
You're going to get the best deal on the best diamond.
Unbeatable value, unmatched selection, uncompromising personal service.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beards.
Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, you know it, and said, a boss for a boss.
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Where does Northeast Florida buy cars? Arlington Toyota. Why Arlington? Selection. Arlington has over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location with everyday low prices. Plus, right now you choose a pre-owned 2023 Camry, RAV4, Tacoma for $0 down and only $388 per month. Or how about no payments till January 2026? Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter-mile east of $295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Florida heat hitting like a heavyweight? Time to call in the champ. KO Electric and HVAC. We knock out the heat and power up your comfort. Fast, reliable, and undefeated in home service. KOElectricJacks.com. KOElectricJacks.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
If life blindsided you tomorrow, was your family struggle? I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial, and I can help. One call could protect your family for life. 904-885-9566. Harborstone Financial.
Hey, Jacksonville, Hicken here. We got a game changer, man. We have tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is your new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results, and I mean it. Better play than the rest of them. Better results than the rest of them. Know what they're doing. You can sit there and talk to the owner of Checkmate Coatings, Brendan, and he can tell you everything you need to know about floor coatings, man. Start with your garage. You'll be glad you did, right? And these are the guys to go to. Trust me on this one. They got a true Jacksonville cruise. They keep prices low with no massive overhead. Slam dunk those floors of yours, right? CheckmateCoatings.com for all your information. Do your garage, do your patio, do your pool deck, do your driveway. But, man, I love doing my garage. It's Checkmate Coatings. It's your floors missing piece. Dot, 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 dot.
June is Men's Health Month, and here's your reminder to be proactive and get screened for early detection at Ackerman Cancer Center. Many cancer instances are largely preventable and treatable. So take steps now to minimize your risk factors at AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Power bill just went up again? Why keep paying more? Clay Solar can wipe that electric bill out. Right now, they'll cover your first 6 months' payments. Visit claysolar.com today to schedule your free consultation. claysolar.com.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club is an attractive destination for golfers all over the Southeast. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that will test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Kuhn Flowers. Training camp kicks off in late July, and SI's Albert Brias says the Jaguars' bold move to draft and sign Travis Hunter shows how forward-thinking their front office is.
We think we're pretty close. We don't think we've got as many holes as maybe some people on the outside think in this roster. You have to be right.
While the rookie deal was smooth sailing, NBC Sports' Mike Florio warns the next contract could be tricky, especially if Hunter keeps thriving as a two-way star.
What if he does end up being great as a receiver and as a cornerback? At some point, he needs to be fairly paid. We'll see if that happens.
And in AAA action, the Jumbo Shrimp return home tonight to open the second half of the season with a 6-game set against the Nashville Sounds. First pitch is at 7:05 from 5-Star Ballpark. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
It is, it's very appropriate. This is a anniversary year for Jaws, the feature film, right? It's 50 years, right? 50 years this year. Shout out Holmes and Nance. I saw that one in the theater. I did the math. I was 8. Don't know how that happened. Don't know how I got past that goalie, E.T.
Right.
Blood in the water here at the tank. It was getting comfy at home. Had a nice win over the weekend at home. We'll bring in head coach Jason Gibson right now on the Checkmate Coatings hotline. Talk a little Sharks football. And listen, it's always, any win's a good win. I know that from talking to any coach in any sport, but they're always a little bit sweeter when you're beating, the good teams, the expected, to be contending teams. I feel like you've had 2 or 3 of those in a row at home now, Coach.
Yeah, we're playing well at home, and yeah, it was good. It was good. Last time we played them on the road, they laid one on us pretty good, and we had a ton of turnovers, and so I wanted to make sure that we play solid ball at home. We've been doing a good job playing. I mean, you're talking about top-tier teams in the league coming into the Shark Tank, and, guys are playing well.
I guess that tells me, and again, you're going to play the regular season, but if you're thinking ahead, as fans often do, it would behoove you to get a little home field advantage for the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that was a big game because that game kept us in for contention for number 1 seed. If we had lost that game, we're fighting for a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm. All right, you've had the schedule makers haven't been the kindest to you at all time. I mean, we've had the quick turnaround to a Thursday at one point, and we're off and on. It seems like we're kind of we're playing we got an Army schedule, left, right. So back on the road after a home win last week. Talk about this week's game, the opponent, and what you're looking for.
Well, it's I don't care who the opponent is. The opponent's us.
Okay.
I mean, that's our opponent.
Do they have an official name, though, just for propriety's sake?
No, we got to play Iowa. The Iowa Barnstormers on the road, and they play well. They don't have a great record, and it's a trap game. I mean, Green Bay fell into it. They had a great game against us at home, and then they go on the road to 2-9 Fishers and lose. And so we got to make sure we don't fall into that. Yeah, we can't fall in. It was on. Yeah, I think it was on ESPN.
Yeah,
we got it.
Yeah.
We can't fall into the same trap. You know, we got a chance to be sitting at 9-4 going into the bye week with 2 of our last 3 at home, and everything's laid out there in front of you. So this will be the first time, really, since we started out 3-0 that we've probably gone back-to-back weeks with a healthy team. I mean,
talk to me about the quarterback position, Coach. I'm shamefully not versed enough to know exactly how that's gone, but I know I see different names flash at times, including a big weekend from your quarterback this past weekend. So where are you there? Is it injury? Is it discovery? Both? What?
Discovery. I mean, I've been tracking Tyler Huff since he was at Jack State back in October. I mean, I know what I was looking for, and then when he came available, opportunity presented itself, and he stepped in, and then all of a sudden, you saw we scored on every possession.
Dual threat, right? He's running and passing, yeah.
He ran for 180 yards, and for anybody running, what's even more amazing is he was 10 of 11 passing. He missed 1 pass the entire night.
Well, so, it kind of goes without saying that, the quarterback is no matter what level of football, it can be a big difference. Are we talking about you're seeing the kind of impact immediately that it can change your ceiling, so to speak?
But yeah, his ceiling's even higher. That's what's scary. He's not peaked. He's still learning.
He's local, isn't he? Didn't he like Orange Park or Oak Leaf or something, this kid?
He played out there. I can't remember. He'll have to tell you. He's local with the Furman.
What are you doing?
Played at Jacksonville State. Yeah. Won the championship. Got Player of the Year. He's a player.
Jacksonville State plays some ball too.
Yeah,
they've had some.
You can play for Rich Rodriguez. You can play some football. That guy, a hard guy to play for.
Is he not local, Hick?
He is local.
Yeah,
Ridgeview.
Yeah, Ridgeview. Ridgeview. All right, cool. All right, so a road game. We always got a home game right after it because that's where we're going. But I did see you got a bye week, and that comes up good. You'll have 2 of the last 3 at home. We're in playoff position. These are important games, and the Sharks certainly take great advantage of that support. They're hot at home, and you fans out there are a big reason why. Coach, time to look at the palm, that number written down in ink.
Hold on, let me look at it on sheet of paper. 904-621-0700. So it was it was the largest crowd last week. It was insane.
Yeah,
that's good. But we always do well in the summer. I'm excited.
Fun atmosphere. Well, keep up the good work. Get a win this week. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, there he goes. That's head coach Jason Gibson. He
didn't mention
that
they're taking on the Barnstormers of Iowa this week, who are 1-10.
Yes, they beat them a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they stink.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
He said the record isn't any good. I think that's why he was saying the opponent is us. Yeah. If we start talking about how bad they are, you'll get whooped. Yeah. And then he talked about that Green Bay. Fisher's team hadn't beat anyone. Yeah. Green Bay smoked the Sharks a couple weeks ago, and then Fisher beat Green Bay this past weekend.
Fisher's freight.
I'm kind of an indoor football league expert. Don't know if you know that.
Dark days for the Barnstormers, a proud arena franchise.
Well, I think we helped those dark days a little bit earlier.
The Sharks are 1 game out of first behind Quad City. They're tied with Green Bay and 1 game ahead of the Tulsa Oilers.
Okay.
Or the Oilers.
Well, last year, not even a playoff team, and they took a while to kind of get this thing down and, be a different story this year. I got a question for y'all.
Yes, sir.
I think we got the NBA draft coming up later this week. Mm-hmm. And, man, it's all about who will be the first pick. And Cooper Flag. And you want to talk about LeBron James. And you want to talk about, all these great players. So I just want to try something here.
Okay.
The top scorer in the league, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Can you tell me what year he was the number 1 pick?
Never.
Okay. Yeah, he was 2018, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, round 1, pick 11. All right, let's go next to the scoring list. Giannis Antetokounmpo. What year was he the top pick, Hick?
Nope.
Yeah, 2013, he was the 15th pick in the NBA draft. Oh, okay. Nikola Jokic. He's the 3rd scorer in the league. E.T., what year was he the number 1 overall pick?
Wasn't he like 2nd rounder?
Yeah, 2014, 2nd round, pick 41.
Ooh. Good pick.
The odds are way better than not that as excited as Dallas will be with Cooper Flag, the best player in the draft is going to come welling down the list somewhere. Anthony Edwards is next. I think he was a number 1 pick. But then you got Jason Tatum. He didn't go number 1 overall. He was 2 or 3. Kevin Durant wasn't number 1 overall. Cade Cunningham was.
Yeah, he was.
Kate Cunningham was. Jalen Brunson, 8, second rounder or late first. Devin Booker, middle of the first. Damian Lillard, middle of the first. Steph Curry, just inside the top 10. You know, you get to LeBron. There's a number one. But the MVPs and the guys winning the titles, they're not number one picks. So I'm starting to change my mind because you don't understand what you have on draft day until 5 years later. And often you're not the one that knows because your international guy's gone on somewhere else. But I think maybe getting 5 picks is not a terrible plan. You know, if you can somehow amass 5 picks in rounds 1 and 2, you'll find one of these guys, these true superstars in the league are coming picks 5 to 50. They're not coming in. There are some, but the higher percentage of best players in the league aren't the first or second overall pick. They're good players that were picked at those spots for sure at different places, but you know, again, all you need to know, the 3 best players in the league right now are Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic, and none of them are ever even sniffed being the number 1 overall pick.
Let's talk golf next with our friend Stuart Moore.
Okay.
Brunch with the Tour around the corner here on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Catch the summer vibe.
Beautiful city. I'm talking about the beach.
Summertime is the right time for 1010XL.
Fascinating people. The beach.
Hayes Carline here. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise Free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. And you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor climate-controlled showrooms. It's cool, comfortable, hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology. Nobody better than Beaches Dermatology. Shout out to Solano Road. Voted one of the best places to work by the Jacksonville Business Journal, and I can verify they are terrific out there. They take great care of me, Drs. Boudreaux, Drs. Metz, Dr. Fader, but the staff is second to none. And Beaches Dermatology wants to remind you guys to protect that skin from the sun in the summertime and all year round in the Sunshine State. Floppy hats. Protect those ears, man. Long sleeve dry fits. Sunscreen. Golfing, fishing, working outside all day long. Protect it, man. If something does show up, go get it checked out at beachesdermatology.com, the best place to go to make the appointment. Different locations, find the one that best serves you. Beachesdermatology.com. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL is a proud supporter of this year's Circle K Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament, the largest fundraiser for marine charities. To join the fun July 10th through 19th at the Jim King Park and Boat Ramp, go to kingfishtournament.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
The Combine, free agency, the draft.
We're professionals. We have a job to do, a season to plan.
Follow the road to the regular season with AA Automotive on Richard Street. Family run since 1954 and 1010XL.
Spend an evening with heart. One night, 2 sets. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. This Tuesday night, St. Augustine Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss an evening with Heart live.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Pretty nice weather we're having, huh?
You think this is nice?
I mean, it's sunny, warm. We do live in Florida.
It's not all upside, Jason. Warm weather comes, so all the cool people hit the beach. My old air conditioner craps out, so it's 1,000 degrees inside, and I'm stuck on a video call in my underpants trying not to sweat through my...
Wait. Put these sunglasses on.
I'm not going to put on your...
Whoa. The air conditioning experts at Bueller Air and Plumbing can keep your home office cool and comfortable all summer long. You look good in your meeting, impress the big guy with your cool confidence, maybe finally make assistant deputy regional manager.
Wow, air conditioning can do that?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend all summer worried the weather is going to be too nice, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jumboshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable family fun.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back. Stuart Moore is a vacation at a place that I wouldn't mind being this week. It's always nice up in those North Carolina mountains, you know?
Well, you get out of the heat because there's a heat wave all across the country. I know, like, I was talking to my son up in New York, and he said it's 98 up
First pitch Mets game, 86, I think they said.
Yeah, it was hot last night there, too. So, yeah. I got Wiseacre's son. I got him good yesterday. Because my wife is up there as well. And,
she's okay.
And,
that's right. You said that.
And both my sons are up there in different places. And my son put something to the effect of 3/5 of the family is up here in New York right now, but not Dad. Never thought I'd see that. I said, I know my money's up there too, bud.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
He said, yeah, that's fair. You're darn right it is.
All right, let's bring in, ET, it's time for Brunch with the Tour.
Now, Brunch with the Tour, trained by
Clearwater Irrigation and Drainage too.
And Apex Roofing and Contracting, elevating industry standards. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Yes, sir. We've got on the Checkmate Coatings hotline our friend Stuart Moore, who's also on vacation.
Can I get a temperature check right now, please? Temperature check?
Please, yes.
We are up in Cashers, North Carolina, as the locals refer to it. Disregard the I. It's not Cashiers. It's currently about 75. And today is actually supposed to be up to 88. Which
wow.
Locals are freaking out. So is Stuart Moore, by the way.
Yeah, you should be. You get up there to escape that, and the timing has it that you have we once did a trip. We went on a golf trip, and we played Erin Hills. And I kid you not, the day we played Erin Hills was literally the hottest it had ever been on that day in history. like July, whatever that date, the hottest date in this history. If you look to this day, it'll be back in 19 when we played Erin Hills. Erin Hills they're the Chicago of golf courses for me. If they built Erin Hills in my backyard, I'd get a tee time across town. That's just me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. A lot of hate.
Not hate. I just don't. Yeah, it's just I don't like courses that build these incredible. Now, again, if we were playing like it's supposed to be 65, maybe it wouldn't have been noticeable. But they build hills just to build them. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I played
to me.
Aaron Hills.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Speaking of playing golf, yours truly and young Whitman teed it up at Burlingame Country Club yesterday in nearby Sapphire, and arguably the hilliest golf course I've ever played in my life. Even riding in a cart, I was exhausted. And when you think about being an athlete like myself, it's pretty hard to do. But it was there was one par 3 that had a 300-foot drop from tee to green, which is a little bit extreme.
That's fun.
Yeah, we tried to hit a 7-iron from 230, and I never saw where it landed. So
That's short, huh? It's so hard to figure in that the math that it takes to make those adjustments. There's a course out in California when my parents lived there that we went out in the valley somewhere to play. It was the same thing. It was like 300-foot drop, and that is like completely takes the perspective away. Yeah, complete guessing game.
Yeah. All good.
Well, listen, man, we have talked about it. I feel now bad having ever joked about it. I'll never joke about it again. This is human athletic tragedy is what it is with Tommy Fleetwood. This is the little engine that can't. This is no more poking fun. It just is what it is. From now on, my prayer is not that Tommy Fleetwood will be able to win a tournament. My prayer will be that Tommy Fleetwood never get in a position to completely throw up all over himself and embarrass himself yet again with an inability to close. My prayer would be that Tommy Fleetwood is no longer ever on Sunday contention because it doesn't end well.
Bringing prayer and the good Lord into it. I hear you. I mean, it was difficult to watch.
It was nauseating, man. Heartbreaking.
I would say this about the Travelers, and we look at like 16 through 18 at TPC Sawgrass. You look at 16 through 18 at Quail Hollow, the Green Mile. Very difficult stretches. The last 4 at TPC Connecticut River Highlands it's incredible drama. I mean, 15 being drivable, 16 a gettable par 3. 17, arguably the hardest tee shot on the PGA Tour, I think. And 18 just being such a docile par 4, but that great amphitheater, thousands of fans, and to bogey 18 like that is just, I mean, that was a really bad way to go. That is such an easy second shot and finishing hole. I know everything on the line. It's definitely hard to birdie, but just to make par and give yourself a shot in a playoff was not too much to ask. And I think if you looked on social media, so many camera angles came out yesterday from behind Fleetwood, who basically buried his head in his forearm or wiping sunblock off or something, and wasn't even watching when Keegan made the putt. And that was pretty brutal to see as well.
Yeah, it was. It was tough for Tommy, and I don't know if he's capable of winning a golf tournament at this point.
I don't look like it.
Maybe,
I really do.
Maybe he could do one of those on a tough course, shoot a 65 early and then hang on and win because everybody falls by the wayside. Maybe there's one of those in him, which occasionally happen. But man, oh man, when he's out there having to win, it just doesn't seem to happen. Oh.
Well, the tough part, he's such a good guy. I mean, those at the tour that have worked with him, that have known him, just a really good dude, has that great kind of British wit, if you will, and someone that everyone is pulling for. He's just got a great affable personality, and just for whatever reason, the guy's not closing. He's top 15 in the world. I feel like he has been for an eternity, and he just doesn't win over here.
And in fact, I would even venture this: he's so well liked that even in this scenario where our latest Captain America, who's in his home area and is a great story of playing himself onto the Ryder Cup, but those who and is a night and everybody likes him, but I bet more people that know, like more tour people, were secretly pulling for Tommy Fleetwood to get that win because he's never had the one. He just won. Just get him one.
Totally. I think golf fans everywhere were pulling for him, and I love New England, by the way. I mean, you got 6 states up there. Everyone claims Keegan. He's from Vermont. Would that ever happen in the South?
That's
someone
so true.
from Georgia ever claim someone from Alabama?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's just only in New England.
Yeah.
I love it. But listen, I mean, Keegan, second time winning there in a few years. Now he's up to number 7 in the world. He's 9th in the U.S. Team Ryder Cup standings. He's the freaking captain. He's going to have 6 automatic qualifiers after BMW, and then 6 captain's picks. And I think you look back to the President's Cup a few years ago where Tiger picked himself, but it's like, it's Tiger. I mean,
listen, he can win. If he wins this week, he'd probably put himself in the point. Listen, Keegan should be on the team. Then let somebody else make the decision. But over some of these dead ones, I want Ben Griffin hitting the big shot instead of Keegan Bradley. Sure, I do. Yeah, I want Matt McNeely to be, chugging it in third from the back, in singles. Nah, I mean, right. Keegan Bradley has earned his way on that team. I don't think anyone would blink twice.
I don't think anybody would.
And if
either.
it means replacing him like for the full-time captaincy and postponing for
How
him.
does that work, Stuart? Is
then do
that
it
something you
way.
have to do? Like, or would he cede the captain duties to his assistant guy, or what?
Yeah, he would lean on his vice captains a lot more. He's still, I believe, technically the captain, but obviously is out there playing and competing. I think the kicker is, it's funny, he moved up to number 9. I thought he might have, you're higher in the world golf ranking than you are the U.S. team standings, which is a little bit odd when you think about it.
Yeah.
I think as long as he's inside that top 12, which he should be, unless he completely melts down over whatever 7-8 weeks. If he finishes 13th and picks himself, that would probably draw a little bit of criticism. Now, it all depends on how the Open Championship and the playoffs shake out. But certainly, you look at Ben Griffin, Matt McNeely, other guys, not a lot of experience, hardly any at all in that realm. And I think, when you take that into consideration, Keegan probably should play. And I think the fiery manner which he plays with, which candidly isn't everyone's favorite on tour. There's some guys out there that don't love the fist pumps and the screaming and all that stuff. But you get in a team competition, and that's kind of the norm. And I think
he used to stand out, but in today's society, he doesn't seem as obnoxious as it was back in the day. I think more of them were. We see that, I guess, more often now. He doesn't seem overly, demonstrative to me. But you're right. Back in the day, that was definitely a criticism. Could use a trainer's bra for the walk. I noticed that on Sunday. I don't know where that happened. When did Keegan do that? To all that happen? Huh?
It's age.
Yeah. I thought Keegan.
No comment from Seth Strzok over here.
I thought that what I did. I'm not even saying that mean. Although I guess it is just by its simple connotation. But I remember Keegan being this wiry, skinny guy. That's why I jumped out to him. Like, damn, my man's living good up there.
Yeah, life comes at you fast in Jupiter, buddy.
Poor Tommy Fleetwood too. My guy's just trying to win some run-of-the-mill elevated tour event, and the Sunday of the Ryder Cup breaks out on him.
Yeah,
and suddenly he's got to fight USA, and suddenly he's from Soviet bloc Russia taking on Captain America. There was also that.
Stuart, we were also here on the drill on Brunch with the Tour, we go next level. We were stunned to find out that Tommy Fleetwood's wife is 57 years young.
Yes, what's that story? You ever dealt with her?
Yeah, I have. No, she's great. Yeah, she's definitely. He married lovely Melanie Moore, 2 years older than me. So I see a trend there. But yeah, I think she's significantly older.
Well, Hickens said, "Well, thank God he didn't marry someone 23 years younger, or the tour would be in trouble."
Yeah, because all I saw was 23-year age difference.
He's 34. That wouldn't be
being the chauvinist pig that I am. I immediately think younger.
Hey, a landmark middle school.
And then I go, and I thought he was like 37, 38, and then I saw he's 34, and I'm like, well. She must be 57 then.
Yeah.
Listen, that's a one-way street. You get, as you said, Pastor, if the man's 57 and the girl's 34, you got an issue. And otherwise, it's like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. It kind of is, I guess. Like I said, Tommy Fleetwood would be lucky to be with Mrs. B. So there you go. I guess to each his own. Hey, how did the week go? I had a terrible. It's 2 weeks in a row. I don't think I've got $100,000 combined. So.
What do you got for us?
We're done with the elevated high pay events. I need to be in last going to the British and then win that. So my goal will be to stay in last the next couple of weeks in order to sandbag into a higher payout tournament.
What do you got there?
All right, here's what I got. We're taking Scotty and Cantlay. Last week was the tour. He got about $1.1 million.
Oh, okay.
Bringing his total to $15.1 million.
15.1.
Jeff Prosser took Xander and Cam Young, totaling a total about $88,000. However, he holds on to third place.
No!
He holds on to, you were up 1.5, and the tour got about 1.1. So you're still in third.
So I got 15.5 or whatever?
You're at 15.5.
All right. Keep going.
I took JT and the worm eater, Sam Burns eats worms. I got about $792,000, bringing my total to $18,000 or $18 million, 18 M's.
Okay.
And Dano took Rory and Hovland.
All right.
Well, Hovland didn't do so great, but Rory got about $695,000, bringing his total to $21 million, 21 and a half.
21 and a half. Okay. That means it's Stuart Moore here as we go to the Rocket Classic, home of Ricky Fowler's only win in like the last 40 years.
Yeah, first year's the Rocket Classic. It's been the Rocket Mortgage, so I don't know what the genesis there was. We took the word mortgage out, and it's a whole new era.
Through Classic.
Well, I think that Rocket Money now does a lot more than just mortgages. I think they do. Isn't that the one that they go through your accounts and see if you got subscriptions you're not using? I think that's what that is.
Gotcha.
Perfect. Very wet. Detroit Golf Club, I think, supposed to be all week. And this is usually a race to 20, 21 under. So I am going to go with, I hate this pick so much, but here we go, Colin Morikawa.
Oh, wow.
I mean, why do you hate that pick? He's by a mile the best guy in the field.
Is there any chance he's going to win?
Can you hate it enough that I can take him? How about you hate it so bad that you don't take him and I'll take him?
He's gone 7 starts without a top 15, Jeff.
Look at you and Rob Bolton's power rank.
There we go.
I'm gonna go with the guy I hate more than you hate Morikawa, but I'll go with Cantlay. The guy's got to win this. I got to get a win here, man. So yeah, Cantlay for me.
By the way, how much does a winner get this week? 1.2.
Right. Unless Stewart wins, it'll be $4 million.
Yeah,
we gave $4 million. Yeah, I'll never let it go. We gave $4 million to the winning tandem at Zurich. It's unbelievable. I'll never let it go. That's got to be rectified
Clearly,
next
you'll
year.
never let it go.
Yeah, that's fair. In a court of law, I win.
This takes us to E to the T with his Dreamfinders pick.
I'm going to take the first cousin of Peter Griffin. I'm taking Ben Griffin.
Peter Griffin. I see what you did there. Little family guy you went on, you hick.
That brings it to me.
For 2.
All right. Well, a lot to choose from. I'm going to take Cam Young forever and Ben On.
Oh.
I can't wait to take. You guys can all pick 10 golfers, and I'll be able to pick my last pick. I can't wait to take him.
Okay, good for you.
Okay.
I can't wait to take this guy.
All right. This takes us back.
No chance of winning. Doesn't deserve to be picked by anyone. That's why I'm taking him.
Let me go ahead and take Hideki Matsuyama.
Sure. Yeah.
You do that.
Is it my turn now?
It's your turn.
Yep.
That's perfect. I'm taking the Destroyer. Taking the locker room Terminator.
Wyndham.
Yeah.
Wyndham Clark.
I need somebody with a little attitude out there
Little fire.
representing me on the golf course.
All right.
I need a guy breaking skull. Never mind shafts.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I'll take Wyndham Clark. I mean, go out there, Wyndham, and prove to everyone that you're not just a volcano, that you also have some nuance of a, piano player. He was 17th last week, quietly.
Yeah.
Quietly 17th.
This takes us back
He's
to
terrible, by the way.
Stuart Moore.
Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible pick. But I guess.
All right. Stuart?
Did I miss it? Did anyone pick Keegan?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
That's kind of like last week. No one picked Rory and ended up being good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back-to-back Chicken Shack. Keegan Bradley. Let's do it.
Very nice. All right.
There we go.
All right. Stuart Moore up there in Cashers, North Carolina.
Just let's all say a prayer. They don't go shirts and skins. This isn't the week they do it.
Thank you, Stuart.
We do have a new CEO, so you never know what the future of the attire.
I don't know. There's certain predictions that I would make lock and stone in the PGA, allowing their guys to just rip the shirts off. I'm going to say never happens.
Fair.
See you, buddy.
Hey, man, enjoy your time up there. I'm sorry. I really am that it's hitting 88. You go all the way up there to the mountains to get away from that. So hopefully you get a little cool front. Enjoy the rest of your week, brother.
See you, boys.
There he goes. That's Stuart Moore, live on vacation. That's where, when you work for the tour, you vacay in Cashers, Hick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't go to Myrtle Beach. That's not how it roll. Cashers.
This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5.
Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
He'll tell you about tonight's games and hot topics.
It's him.
Hacker After Dark.
I'm always punctual.
Live and local, even late night.
You're exactly the kind of hero the world needs.
Right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
Are you experiencing high energy bills? Now is the time to upgrade your old inefficient windows and doors. Don't miss Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale. For a limited time, buy one, get 130% off all windows and patio doors. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com now to take advantage of this incredible offer. But hurry, this offer won't last long. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service. Restrictions apply. License number CG C1527613.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Pickett here with lots more on George Moore Chevrolet. Hey, Justin Moore, what are you doing in our commercial?
Dan, this Moore just wanted to remind folks the vehicle's less than $20,000 on our lot. Or you can always go more with our Silverado EV.
I have my boy Blue, that beautiful Gator Blue Silverado. Love, love, love it. And that service department, second to none. Let's just say it means more to Gabe and the boys who take great care of us.
Not to mention, we do more for the community. We love Jacksonville. Been around these parts since 1986.
George Moore Chevrolet. Need I say more?
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barr here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barr Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit barrorthopedics.com.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do it yourself dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No, no, no. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
At IHRS, we're passionate about solving your hair loss. We're clients too. With the latest hair transplant technology, FDA-approved laser hair therapy, and PRP, we guarantee solutions for both men and women. Call now for a free consultation and receive $250 off. Hair restoration is for me, and it can be for you too. Go to hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Denny Thompson here. If you haven't heard, Tyson Sound & Security has a house built right inside their showroom, showcasing complete home automation and security systems. You have to see it to believe it. This setup can recognize intruders who approach your door and alerts them to leave if there's a break-in. Keep your family safe with the most state-of-the-art technology. Tyson Sound & Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming Island.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Mack and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars, to trucks, to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Casta Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Christine Brennan about Caitlin Clark. She's written a book on her game. So that'll be fun because
it's an interesting. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating why exactly she became the one.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear from her.
Why isn't
because in fairness, we said this a couple weeks ago, and I'll ask her this, but Magic Johnson said a superstar is someone you pay to go see, and Caitlin Clark is someone that you pay to go see. Hence, she is a superstar.
And in fairness,
and that puts her ahead of a lot of great, male basketball players.
That's right. It puts her. And here's the one thing that the WNBA just doesn't get. And maybe at the top they get it. And they don't want to hurt the girls' feelings, or maybe the girls are just so egotistical that they can't stand it. But at the end of the day, and there are better players in the league, maybe. But there's only one player in the WNBA that people, your general public, would pay to go see. Just one. No one's paying to go see Brianna Stewart play a basketball game. Or Asia, what's her last name? Wilson? There's just not. Point of fact, if the Las Vegas Aces and Asia Wilson show up to any town in America, the girls' basketball scene is going to go to the game.
Yeah.
Right? That's who's going to go, and which is fine. That's how you build it for that level. But yeah, she is. There are people that go across country to see a Caitlin Clark game. A dad takes her daughter from Ohio to Connecticut to watch them play the Sun, or get tickets in Chicago because it's the only place they can get them, or whatever it is. So yeah, it's fascinating. But more than anything, why her? Like, why did she ring so much more than anyone else? Is it? I think I know. It's the Steph. She's the female Steph Curry about 10, 15 years later. She took the women's game way out there to the logo. And I'm sure others now will follow suit. That's the only thing I can think. E, you have any suggestions?
I think because she
was setting the scoring record, right? She set the scoring records, didn't she? The all-time scoring record, right? They put the logo down on or at least the three-point record.
But I think it's a combination of things. I think it's the times that we live in also, because she's she has that Angel Reese, whereas all these other players, like all the other great women college basketball players, they didn't have that quote-unquote villain or that other side.
Well, it'll be fun to talk to Christine.
The Bird and Magic. They didn't have that. Whereas Caitlin and Angel Reese, they got that.
I'm looking at this landmark 61-page ruling finding that the NFL encouraged teams to collude, but inexplicably concluding that teams ignored the encouragement. Contains plenty of stuff we didn't already know and that they didn't want us to know. This is from Pro Football Talk. Specifically, the document includes details regarding the negotiations that finally culminated in Lamar Jackson getting his 5-year deal with the Ravens in 2023. During the hearing on the collusion case, Ravens GM Eric DeCosta testified that his difficulties in negotiating directly with Jackson, who has no agent, you'll remember, were exacerbated by, as Jackson explained it to DeCosta, technical difficulties. Mr. Jackson said the microphone on his phone was not working, making communications with Mr. DeCosta difficult. The ruling explains on page 30. Whether that was true or simply an avoidance technique is open for interpretation.
It's an avoidance technique. What do you mean if? Nobody's, come on.
Right. Regardless, it's a tangible example of the practical impediments to getting a deal done between Jackson and the Ravens, and we never would have known about it if the NFL Players Association have been allowed to continue to conceal the ruling. The document also explained that Jackson wanted a fully guaranteed contract. Before the 2022 season, Jackson texted DeCosta, "I'm going to continue to request a fully guaranteed contract. I understand you all don't, and that's fine." After the 22 season, with Jackson's 5-year deal complete, he sought a fully guaranteed contract. The Ravens offered 2 different 3-year deals that the team considered to be fully guaranteed. Jackson declined both and requested a trade. DeCosta asked for a list of teams to which Jackson would accept a trade. Jackson never provided the list. Only a couple teams expressed interest in Jackson before the non-exclusive franchise tag was applied by the Ravens. After the application, no team reached out directly. The two sides were at an impasse. Jackson wanted out. No one was contacting him. The Ravens believed he wouldn't take a deal that wasn't fully guaranteed. So how did it get resolved? Page 32 of the document. Mr. DeCosta was preparing for 2023 draft under the assumption that Mr. Jackson would no longer be playing for the Ravens. But on the eve of the draft, sent Mr. Jackson a new offer. Much to his surprise, Mr. Jackson quickly accepted it.
So where is the collusion between? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not getting where the collusion comes in. This sounds like business as usual anywhere where you're trying to decide just how much your quarterback is worth, and you're not going to go a dime over. I mean, unless the collusion is, hey, nobody else mess with Lamar.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I guess. It didn't completely explain to me exactly where the collusion comes in, but in that scenario, I guess they're saying there was a intent by the league to not mess with the Ravens' negotiations with Lamar, and that way he would just have to settle for whatever they gave him. No one else step in. I don't know where the collusion per se comes in.
They say the 61-page document is almost like the holy grail for the union. 61 pages of gory details about how the league really works, thanks to an independent judicial arbitrator. You should be screaming about this from the high heavens. The never-before-seen ruling reveals the results of both extensive discovery and a closed-door hearing with witness testimony from Roger Goodell, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, 8 owners, NFLPA leaders, about how it all works. It also includes details about a closed-door presentation for all 32 NFL owners in the wake of the Browns' unprecedented, fully guaranteed contract for Deshaun Watson, the trigger for this whole saga.
Listen, we got some rogue idiot owners here. They're going to ruin our league with these 20-year guaranteed deals like Deshaun got. So, yeah, we're not going to do that. Psst, don't tell Haslam.
Yeah.
Don't tell the Ravens. Don't touch them. Yeah, I don't. Listen, it gets a little old, doesn't it, listening to these guys complain about the money?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on either side.
Mm-hmm.
You got an owner dare ever complain to me about how much money you're raking in.
Fair point.
A player dare ever criticize ever the way your family is treated when you make $30 million a year. Send them down in an Airbus, buddy. Get an Airstream, rent it, park it outside. You can afford it. So I get that as well. But there's just so much. And you know who ain't getting rich through all this, ET? Yeah, the third link in that whole chain that makes the world go round in sports. Us. Ain't nothing get easier for us. They don't give us a damn thing but a higher ticket cost and a higher cable bill.
Oh, no.
And a higher DirecTV bill.
Oh, no.
And more. And the beer that they're advertising is costing $1 more this year than it did last year.
Yep.
And they're all getting rich, and we just love it. And we do. But yeah, good work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the money now has gotten to the point that pro athletes' arguments as to any of the hardships of their life have now been rendered stupid. Like once you get to a point you're making $5-10 million a year, any argument you have as to the difficulty, anything else is just they're mute. Your arguments don't hold any water. Now, you want to make $220,000 and tell me how devastating football is to your long-term health and viability, we'll talk. Yeah, $12 million, you work around it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Do you remember last year we talked about this and we wonder why more teams don't do it or if more teams did it?
Okay.
Remember last year the story came that Jaden Daniels was working with that VR headset?
Yes.
Whatever. And then we forgot it. We did this story, I feel like, in the preseason, and it wasn't really a story. We had to talk about it. And then the season came, and lo and behold, the Commanders go all the way to the NFC Championship game, and the story was never really revisited. I'm just wondering,
sort of reminds
what,
me
if any, cognitive effect it had? Are they giving any credit to his quick?
Anything that was
growth?
around Jane Daniels should get credit.
Yeah.
He had a terrific year.
So I guess my point was, if the Jags don't have one, get one.
Yeah.
If there's any kind of tool that will get you any better, and maybe I think if they had one here, we'd know by now. I wonder if other teams though have incorporated it, and I wonder how much credit, if any, Daniels and the Commanders give to having that VR machine. It sounds like it's a super smart idea. You could probably even put a helmet that would, recreate the exact weight. You would go back. If nobody's ever done, have you ever done anything VR? Hick, you probably haven't.
No.
ET, have you?
Yeah, I got a VR. Well, Gritty has one.
Okay, well, Hick, dude, it's a different deal, bro.
Yeah,
my kids, one of my sons has the VR, and he's got the golf course. I go play the players, and I feel like I'm playing the players.
You got to be careful, man. It'll freak you out.
Yeah, you get disoriented even a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I think I bet you if you went back into the pocket with that VR, you can assimilate exactly what that pressure looks like, exactly what that defense will do.
And you don't get hurt.
Play
a game.
And you can even, I'm sure it can give you that vibrate like when you would have gotten hit.
Mm-hmm.
But just to process, I think it would probably be an advantage. I'm curious what Washington and what Daniels themselves say about it.
All right, we got Christine Brennan on deck.
So find that out for me and let me know.
We'll get to work on that and come back with more right here on a Super Tuesday edition.
Yeah, it's a Catlin Truck Accessories
of
Tuesday.
The Drill.
That's what makes it super.
Favorite things about the First Coast? It's like a big, small town.
You're absolutely right.
1010XL, Jacksonville's big, small town sports radio.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
These days, guys who go engagement ring shopping have a really good idea of what she wants.
I was looking for something very specific. My wife shared some notes with me with what she was looking for.
Meet Jacksonville's Richard Skinner.
I did some research online. I called around the city. I shopped at other stores.
Richard found the best deal, the best ring, the best customer service at locally owned Beard's Diamonds.
We did shop around that stone and that particular setup with different jewelers, and Beard's was able to come in significantly lower. It was a no-brainer.
But way more than the price, it was truly a beautiful ring in a custom setting with a hand-picked, large, dazzling emerald-cut diamond. Literally breathtaking.
Oh, yeah. When she saw it, she couldn't talk for about 30 minutes. Her eyes got all watery and her face got red, and we almost had a panic attack.
So don't make her settle for a chain store ring. Get something special that reflects her unique style, taste, and personality at Beard's Diamonds.
It's a one-of-a-kind piece.
Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's only locally owned direct diamond importer.
I'm the hero.
At the St. John Town Center.
Jacksonville is staying cool with Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Don't sweat HVAC costs. Special financing makes upgrades a home run. Choose high-efficiency AC systems, spread payments over time, and keep the savings in your pocket. Apply fast, get approved quick, and enjoy comfort now. Over 20 years of HVAC expertise awaits. Get a quote today before the summer savings melt away.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Gang, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney, Matty is, but we both want to know, have you done your last will? Man, Dan, I don't know why you bring that up. That's depressing. No, it's not. Something you got to take care of, something you want to do because you work hard for your money. You want to get the money to the people that you choose. Planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Right? You want to have as much money as you can for your loved ones. Matt Hinson will listen. He'll help you with your decisions. He'll provide you info needed so you're at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. Real easy to get a hold of Matty. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
What are the only 2 states that do not observe daylight saving time? The answer next.
Having the right homeowner's policy protection means you're staying on top of your most valuable possession, your home. For information on finding an agent, go to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The only 2 states that currently do not observe daylight saving time are Arizona and Hawaii.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Southern Oak Insurance. SI's Albert Breer says the Jaguars' win total this season hinges on one thing: solving the puzzle before week 1.
Is Walker a little long-term left tackle? Can Tyson Campbell be a number 1 corner? Can Trayvon Walker be the kind of edge rusher that you can build a defense around? Those are the sorts of questions to me that will determine whether or not they get to 8 or 9 wins.
Across the state, both the Rays and Marlins had Monday off, but they're back in action tonight. Tampa Bay faces the Royals, while Miami will take on the Giants as the playoff push heats up. And in Duval, it's go time. Over 60,000 fans expected this season, and the Jaguars and Everbank Stadium partners are hosting a massive job fair tonight from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 9:02, it's 78 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
All right, we got a great guest on the Checkmate Coatings hotline. We've got Christine Brennan, one of the preeminent sports writers in the country. I mean, she's won all the awards. She's an author. She's
admired her work for years.
Terrific. So
print, electronic, everywhere.
And also not known, but worked at the Miami Herald in 1981 when yours truly was finishing up high school in Miami.
That's correct,
FLS.
yes.
So let's bring her
when
in.
you first noticed, is what you're saying.
What did you, Christine? How are you? Thank you for the time.
Christine.
Hey guys, great to be on with you. Thanks. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. What did you cover for the Miami Herald in 1981?
Yes. Well, I should have been covering high schools, apparently. Were you an athlete, I assume?
Honorable mention, all water polo, Christine Brennan. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I didn't. Miami Herald. Did you go? You didn't go to the Herald Sports Awards, because I gave out awards.
I missed it.
They had all of us doing that. You know, and
very
Don
good.
Shula.
Yes.
Don Shula, the great. How much do we love Don Shula?
Yes.
Don Shula was one of the keynote speakers one of those years. So, we missed. We did. And what high school, may I ask?
Miami Sunset Senior High School, first graduating class.
Tell her water polo.
Wow.
I did.
All conference water polo.
Home of Fuad Revez. Fuad Revez.
Wow.
Yes, there you go.
Sure.
Well,
it's 9:04, Christine. Sorry, we always do that.
That's what we do.
9:04.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah.
Edwin Pope, Christine Brennan. I mean, they had some Bob Rubin. Was he there in 1981?
He sure was.
Yeah.
And Peter Richmond and Mike Janofsky, Larry Dorman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That was, I came out of Northwestern, had my undergrad master's, came right to the Herald. I'd been an intern the previous summer.
Mm-hmm.
And so 81 and 82, I covered the Florida Gators.
Ah, very nice.
Charlie Pell Pell.
Give him hell, Pell.
That's right. And Wayne Peace, give Peace a chance.
Yes.
And Bob Huco, the Peace.
The snake.
I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I can remember Wayne Peace and Bob Huco.
Oh, we love those guys. We love those guys.
Great teams.
Yeah.
And then great battles with FSU and Miami. And then in '83, the sports editor, Paul Anger, and of course Edwin Pope, as you mentioned, just a huge influence in my life. They promoted me to covering the Hurricanes, but that didn't seem like a promotion to me in '83 because I'd been on the, I'm just out of college, so I'm basically the same age as these players, and just the whole fun atmosphere. I'd never been to LSU, I'm a Big Ten person, so. To go to LSU, to cover Alabama, to cover the Georgia, Florida, world's largest cocktail party, that was really fun and different for me. So now I'm going to be at home half the time and then traveling to Louisville or wherever for the Miami Hurricanes. They lose to Florida. You know the rest of your listeners know the rest of the story.
Oh, yeah.
They lose to Florida, which was the team I think it was 28-3,
right.
Bad loss. And, I'm like, oh, man. I mean, you don't cheer for the team. You're covering them, so you're not. There's no cheering, but you do. The idea of having a team that's winning and could go to a bowl game is a fun thing for a young journalist. And they're nicer, they're happier when they're winning than losing. That's of course the universal. Anyway, they lose to Florida. They never lose again.
Yeah.
And they beat Nebraska in one of the greatest bowl games ever, January 2nd of '84, beating Nebraska, the great Mike Rozier teams and Turner Gill and Irving Fryer. And when Tom Osborne went for two, and then they win the national title, and there's one person in the whole world who's not affiliated with the team, who's not a player or coach or manager or whatever, who has been there every day from August to January 2nd, and you're talking to her.
Girl.
And so I write my first book, Miracle of Miami, which is not easy to find, but it's out there. And then within a few months, my college chum, you may have heard of him, has brought all my articles from covering that week of the Orange Bowl, because he was covering it for the Washington Post, up to the Washington Post sports editor, George Solomon, and said, hire my friend. And 8 months later, I was walking in the door of the Washington Post. And that dear friend met first day freshman year, like a brother to me to this day. You may have heard of him, Michael Wilbon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Believable.
There you go.
Yeah, believable. Right on brand.
Thank you.
What a great story.
Thank you, Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yes, but we've got other things to talk about.
I want to talk about I've got a little easy, quick, to the point question. Having followed, and Dan and I are about your age. We've been around. We've seen a lot, all the fads and athletes and things come and go. And I guess the question I have about Caitlin Clark, the subject of your new book, On Her Game, why her? Like, what was it about Caitlin, Christine, that made her stand out and become this Pied Piper for women's basketball in the WNBA? There have been other outstanding, unbelievable, incredible players of different demographics in the last 30 years, including one from UConn just, a few months ago. What was it about Caitlin that created this phenomenon, so to speak?
Great question, and I asked this exact question in the book, and I then proceed to answer it over the course of the book. Sure. And absolutely. You know what it is? She's a basketball player, of course, but she's really an entertainer. And I covered Tiger Woods the length of his career, and the closest comparison I can come to is Tiger. Now, that breaks down in terms of importance to the sport, because even though Tiger raised the level of interest in men's golf, you'd already had Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson and Servino, and you go back to, Sam Snead and Byron Nelson. So, the WNBA had a lot of people, but it had no traction, right? The male-dominated sports media ignored it. And that was wrong, and unfortunate. I fought hard to have my editors and my producers, when I would deal with this, talk about it, or I'd add a conversation about the WNBA when I could on a TV show. But in general, most people weren't paying attention, which is unfortunate. So, okay, Tiger. What was it about Tiger that I think carries over completely? I'm sure some of your listeners felt this way. Maybe they know their mom or their grandmother or their grandfather, whatever, who couldn't care less about golf. Who, Sunday of the Masters, that grandmother planned her Sunday around Tiger's tee time to be able to watch him play. Right? We know those people, and that's how you create a cultural phenomenon. That's not sports. That crosses over. That's what Tiger did. That's what Caitlin Clark has done. What it is when she's chucking it from the parking lot
Mm-hmm.
and it's going in, you can't take your eyes off her. And there's a chapter title in On Her Game, You Can't Take Your Eyes Off of Her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a quote from none other than Curtis Strange, two-time U.S. Open winner in golf. I like Curtis a lot. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I dare say he even says he wasn't watching women's basketball. And all of a sudden, he's literally planning his day, or his evening around trying to catch her games, at least when she was at Iowa, or watching the highlights, as he told me on the WNBA. So it's the passes, it's the absolute high wire act at the circus.
Yeah.
You can't, and so Paige Beckers is great. Absolutely. Diana Taurasi is great.
Sure.
Asia Wilson's great. Maya Moore, going back, could it have been Maya Moore? Absolutely. There's so many other people over the years that should have awakened a vast percentage of our sports audience to this moment. But it's Caitlin Clark. It is the fact that she is doing things that no one else is doing. That way she just throws those threes up from everywhere, the logo threes, and they go in. Right now they're not going in. Obviously, she needs them to go in. But that's exactly what it was that drew the casual fan or the non-fan to this phenomenon. And once they have been watching her, either at Iowa, those incredible runs, you saw 4 million more people watching the women's final game than the men's. I cannot believe I just said that sentence, even now, a year and a few months later.
Right.
And that's what it is. And when people understand or figure that out, or maybe they disagree with me, that's fine. But that's the story. And that's the story of Caitlin Clark in this book, that she is so different. But she brings the spotlight that then brings that spotlight on all those players who deserved it for years and never got it until now.
Well, it'll be a great summer read. On Her Game, Caitlin Clark and the Revolution in Women's Sports. It hits shelves on July 8th. Magic Johnson recently said he had an interesting definition of a superstar. He said it's someone that people pay to go see. And when we were kicking it around in basketball, it's this guy. It's LeBron James still to this day, right? But then Caitlin Clark's name comes up immediately.
She might be ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, just your average sports fan is more likely to drive 100 miles and pay $100 to see Caitlin Clark than LeBron James at this point.
For all the reasons that you just explained, but it's incredible what she has been able to do. Your interpretation of what has gone on in her relationship with the WNBA, Christine.
Yeah, and I deal with that too. I mean,
sure.
It's a journalistic look. It is unauthorized, and that sounds ominous. It's not. I mean, if you're reading a Winston Churchill biography, folks, it's unauthorized.
Right.
I mean, he didn't authorize it.
Right.
And that's what you want as a reader, and that's because obviously, if you look at my columns, look at the things I've said, I think she's terrific, and I would say negative things if there were negative things to say, because that's what you do as a journalist. No holds barred, nothing's off limits. She answered every question. She knew I was writing a book. She answered probably 50 questions. I only could use about a third of her quotes that I had. So she's in the book, every page, it quoted extensively. But it's unauthorized, and that's good, because it's a true story. It's unvarnished. I wasn't in business with her, and that's, I think, what every reader would want.
Sure.
So it's a 74% black league, and I go into that in depth. There's a whole chapter on the WNBA, its history, et cetera. And that's important because you see how it started, and there's some really funny things too. A coach dribbling through the streets of Seattle trying to get more season ticket holders by, a stunt like that. And by the way, spoiler alert, but not really. That coach who tells me that incredibly funny story, while there's also very serious issues, of course, of race and whatever in the WNBA, of course, that coach ends up being the general manager who drafts Caitlin Clark. So there you go, right?
Easiest job assignment ever.
Yeah, right, exactly. But man, did she put in the work? Half a quarter century earlier, right?
Yeah, right.
So, right. So those are the stories I have, and I try to tell them in anecdotes and make it readable. I've said this to people: if you've got a 12-year-old girl or boy who loves Caitlin Clark, this book is for them. Mom and Dad, this book is for you. Grandma and Grandpa, the cousin in Des Moines who can't live and die without this kid. This book, it's an adult book, but it is magic, it is fun, but it also, I deal with those issues journalistically. And yeah, what happened was, and understandably so, the WNBA as I realized, sadly, was completely unprepared for this moment. How you could watch what was going on in the Big Ten, watch the lines out the door in January, people lined up for hours in the cold, the University of Maryland, Ohio State, other places, Michigan State, whatever, Minnesota, to see Caitlin Clark barnstorming around the country. How you could see that and then not think, oh, this is going to carry over, and we may want to talk to players, especially you've got a white woman coming from Iowa and a 74% black league. That in our polarized world today, in our society, in our country. Okay, let's figure it out. It's not my voice, guys. Sure. You know, I'm a obviously veteran white woman, right? I mean, I have lots of thoughts. In the book, I am so honored that I have the great Dr. Harry Edwards, wonderful leader, civil rights leader, the man behind, the impetus behind the 1968 Mexico City Black Power salute at those Olympic Games. Harry Edwards talking about these issues. He loves Caitlin Clark, what the WNBA should have done to prepare its players. And then the great Brianna Scurry, the goalkeeper on the 1999 women's soccer team that won the World Cup. She made the incredible save, the first black superstar for U.S. women's soccer. Again, her voice talking about what should have done and what should have been done, the players, whether it would be seminars or whatever, not because they're damsels in distress. Heck no. They're tough, strong, great athletes. But this was unprecedented. And to be prepared to say, the rising tide lifts all boats. This is good. Even as we understand, you've been toiling for years, no one paid attention, and now because one athlete saunters on in, obviously deservedly so, she's terrific and absolutely deserves everything she's got and is great about it, and is the perfect person to be doing this, handling every controversy, Caitlin Clark, of course. But still, you can understand that people, that could be difficult. And the WNBA did very little to nothing to prepare for that moment.
All right, last question, and you have more insight into answering this question than just the generic fan scream that we hear sometimes, and that's this. The WNBA players hate Caitlin Clark in some form or fashion. Why do the players in the WNBA hate Caitlin Clark? Or why does the WNBA hate Caitlin Clark? What is there a shadow of truth to that? Yeah. You tell me what that sentence says to you, how you would react to that sentence.
And I'm glad you asked it, because that is what people say, and obviously that's important, and I hear it from family members, right, who love her, and people who figured out that they had Ion on their TV dial, the cable package, or where's the NBA TV? Again, only because of this one person.
One person,
we're making. Right. I mean, men in my family who I'm not. Now I'm changing my day.
That's me. Hand up.
So many guys, and of course that's the key. I mean, yes, women, and of course it's great. Today, Title IX, 53 years old yesterday. Today's the greatest day in women's sports till tomorrow. But it's the men who are such sports fans, and of course their daughters and women now too, but the guys who are now have come over to this. That's the key. I do not have those exact words in the book about hate, because I do deal with what I know and what I can report. But certainly I have quotes about jealousy. And of course, go into the whole Kennedy Carter hip check last year, and Kennedy Carter saying, I ain't talking about Caitlin Clark, and what does she bring to the W other than logo threes? When of course she was leading in assists and everything else. So why? I think it goes back to whatever it is, whether it's hate, jealousy, anger, a little bit of all of it, none of the above. Some of the players are great. They get it. Those Indiana people wanted to come and play in Indiana because of her. They're struggling right now. Lots going on there. Who knows? But the bottom line is, there were black veterans and white veterans who wanted to come to Indiana this year to be on the receiving end of those passes and to do the supermarkets and the gas station appearances and get paid to do those. Caitlin can't do all of them in Indiana, and the Fever are beloved there, and people just can't wait to see these players. So you're getting money for those appearances, appearance fees, whatever as well. So great life for them. But I do think, again, if you go back to what I was talking about a few minutes ago, when the league did not prepare the players for the moment, you've got women mostly in their 20s. And, again, they're competitive, and they see all this for one person. I think all of us can understand in our workplace, black or white, race is involved or not. Someone comes in and all of a sudden is the star, deservedly so, by the way she plays. That's the difference. And as we just found out when she was gone for those, 5 games, 3 weeks, that the TV audience dropped over 50%. In other words, more than half of the TV audience for the entire league, not just the Fever, the entire league disappeared. That's never happened, not with Tiger, not with Michael Jordan, and that's how important she is. So they do need to figure this out, because as they're doing the collective bargaining agreement, Caitlin Clark is the key to all of this.
Yes.
Because of the interest in her that then brings the eyeballs to everybody else. So, yeah, that's it. But it's an issue I deal with. I'll be talking about throughout the book tour. And, obviously love to come back when the book is out. People can pre-order it now as well. There's my shameless plug as an author.
Where can you pre-order? Pretty much anywhere? Or
Well, thank you for asking. Yeah, certainly the usual spots, Amazon and whatever. But also those independent bookstores. They, I don't know which. I'm sure you have some great ones there, and they would be able to have it. And July 8th is the date it'll be out. So that's 2 weeks from today. So it's coming quick. But I'm going to be doing a lot of book signings. Not coming to Texas, at least not yet. But Kansas City and lots in Iowa, lots in Indiana. But also, if people DM me or get in touch on Facebook, I'm easy to find. My website is just myname.com. Happy to send book plates. I'll sign a book. If there's a girl or boy in your life and a girl athlete that would love this book, or a girl dad, just get in touch with me via the many ways you can, and I would be happy to sign a book or sign a book plate. Those stick-em things you can put in. And personalize it and send it to you. That would be my gift to whoever would like to do that for their daughter, their son, their dad, their mom. Happy to do that. I may regret saying that, guys. But no. Awesome. Yes. And I'm sorry. I'm talking to too many people. Of course, Jacksonville. I said Texas. But my deep apology.
There is a Jacksonville, Texas.
Yeah, you could have got away with that. We could have just very smooth.
No. I don't want people to be mad at me. No, Jacksonville, I love it. The world's largest cocktail party. Spent many hours there. Again, my apologies.
No, you're all good.
Yes.
Appreciate the insight.
And thank you.
For an hour.
Congratulations. Love having you. We'll get you back on her game. Caitlin Clark and the revolution in women's sports. Christine Brennan has wrote it. She's been talking about it, and we'll visit with her again. Thank you so much, Christine.
Hey, guys, thank you, and thanks to all of Jacksonville for listening.
Have a great day.
There you go. All right, as always, our esteemed guests on the Checkmate Coatings Hotline. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with more on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Getting you ready every day.
You ready, Chad? I'm ready for this my whole life.
Get ready.
This is the most important game of your life. No excuses. Do the work.
With 1010XL.
Just when you thought we couldn't bring you more, Kia on Atlantic is here with a brand new store. We have the same great team to treat you well. With new savings during our grand opening sale. Kia on Atlantic is here with the new store. Shop our best offers and largest selection yet. Save big during our grand opening sale. Is there something for everyone on our lot? You bet. If you're ready to experience something new, the all-new Kia on Atlantic is ready for you. Your perfect ride is a visit away. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Florida heat hitting like a heavyweight? Time to call in the champ. KO Electric and HVAC. We knock out the heat and power up your comfort. Fast, reliable, and undefeated in home service. KOElectricJacks.com. KOElectricJacks.com.
What's the weekend in sports look like? I'm 1010XL's Dan Hicken, and I'll give you my takes and weekend updates on YouTube and Facebook. Musings with the media mogul. That's right, motivated by Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise and towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Big Chief Tire is always looking for ways to better serve the Jacksonville community we call home. Frank Frangie here. Starting Monday, June 16th, they're opening their 6th shop location in Mandarin, providing more Jacksonville residents with a locally owned auto repair business they can trust. Visit the new shop on San Jose Boulevard today for all your vehicle needs, including brake repair, new tires, and more. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Mia here for Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet, and you know how much I love it. My family is obsessed. With summer here, why not finally create that custom garage workspace you and your dad want? Think tool storage, workbenches, a place for everything to go. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes all you guys. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. ClosetsByDesign.com.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. You've heard me talk about the Rolex my grandfather gave me for graduating from college, but there's something else you need to know about Rolex watches from an official Rolex jeweler for over 60 years. If you own a Rolex, probably today more than ever before, if you need that Rolex serviced, you should only visit an official Rolex jeweler. In North Florida, there are 4, with Underwood's 3 stores, and Mayors has 1. Anybody else claiming to work on Rolex has no direct access to parts, and the use of non-authentic Rolex parts jeopardizes your Rolex from both an authenticity and a value standpoint. At Underwoods, we have state-of-the-art Rolex repair shops, both designed and outfitted by Rolex and staffed by Rolex watch technicians trained by Rolex. And best of all, our shop is on premise, so your Rolex will never leave Jacksonville, and our Rolex repairs carry a 2-year warranty. At Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
It's hurricane season. Protect your home with 904 Gutters with a Z. That's right. Z as in zone defense for your home. Water damage hits hard. 904 Gutters with a Z hits back harder. Search 904 Gutters with a Z and make the right call.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We got speed traps up and about out there today, so just keep those speeds down. Looks like it's active. Speed traps always brought to you by Catlin Truck Accessories, and it's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday, so don't know if there's any coordination there, so to speak.
Welcome back to the show. It's the drill on a Tuesday, hanging out here, getting some stuff done, taking care of some business. That book comes out July 8th for those asking on the text line, so you can, as she said, pre-order it. And
you know, it's funny, that whole hate thing, it's almost unfair that we focus in on it more because it's women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dudes in the NFL hate each other. People hated LeBron when he came in the league. They hated Tiger when he came along. They hated, Larry Bird when he joined. I mean, that's old as time. Players hating on players is a little bit different, and this one just feels so much more genuine than maybe some of the other scenarios, but maybe it's just also, but it's, men and women are different. And the way the women are acting and reacting is different than what we're used to watching as sports fans.
Stands out to me about Kaylin is she's the golden goose, man. You got to embrace the golden goose, not try to kill the golden goose.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is
makes no sense.
Again, somebody on the text line said women hate other women. Never would have thought.
Knicks are going to interview Timberwolves assistant Micah Nori for that head coaching position. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Still open, huh?
Micah Nori's
What
now.
are we
We're
doing? Still open that job. That seemed like that was to make that move. You would have a.
He's built a high school powerhouse in the state of Kansas. Please welcome our new head coach, Biff Pocoroba. Biff, come on in.
Biff's made a lot since retiring as a Braves catcher. Biff Pocoroba, I believe we lost a few years back.
Good Lord.
Made a lot of appearances here on this program.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Where are you on your athletes going pro? Do you continue to follow them? Like some people play that game a lot more hardcore than others.
What do you mean?
Like a Gator goes to the NBA. Do you really follow that guy, become more of a fan of their team, or NFL or anything else? Like again, some people play that game a lot more. And because they believe it, because they are some are more proud of that than others. I like to see former Gators do great, but I'm way more interested in what they are as Gators than as
I'm very.
I'm wondering if Walter Clayton and what he did last year can move the needle for you to follow him at all at the next level.
Probably depends on what team.
Will he become Bradley Beal and
if he's
other
a
good
Celtic,
players?
I won't. Or goes to the Magic.
Did you find yourself watching Mike Miller? You remember? Like, has there been I think I did too. I think he might be, you peek in on guys, but Clayton, the only reason I ask about him is because of the way he played. He was Mr. Dramatic. He was the Tyrese Haliburton.
I will never understand the NBA draft if Walter Clayton Jr. gets drafted 28th.
I think it's drafts in general.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand how you draft a kid, Wyatt Milam, who stoned 5 first-rounders, never gave up a sack, but he's not a tackle in your league. I don't understand that.
Well, we're going to find out. We'll find out. We'll find out.
But there's someone there more than Jace Richardson should never go ahead of.
There's no more important player in college basketball last year
at the end of the
year than
year.
Walter Clayton Jr.
That's
no
fair.
more. We would have got knocked out at UConn.
Well, it seems like they trusted Steph when he did it. They don't seem to trust Clayton. Clayton just did what Steph
moved
did.
Up to 9, yeah.
But I seem to trust him a little bit more that it was going to translate. Whereas Clayton he's not Steph Curry, but he dang sure shot the guy hit over 40% from 3.
I watched the Trey Johnson kid at Texas. I understand him going ahead of Walter Clayton. Okay,
we got when you get into those guys that are 3 or 4 inches taller, it also adds a different dimension.
To a point, but
he's Clayton 6'2". Trey
again,
6'7".
How can you have 2 top 5 picks and not go to the tournament? Either the coach is god awful,
or the players are overrated.
I'm talking about the Rutgers kids. Yeah. Then I transfer to things
one of the Rutgers kids has fallen down. But I will say this. Well, I will say this. The only thing I would be careful is it's hard to compare a 6'2" Walter Clayton to these 6'6" to 6'9" wing players. They're just a different need.
Okay. Then I go to guys.
But if you find me a guard, a 2-guard or a point guard, I would argue that he deserves to go as high as any other in the draft.
I got Radio Farm Ulm, Germany. I got a guy going in the top 9. I got Colin Murray Boyles.
Good player.
He's a good player.
Big guy, though. It's big. He's 6'10".
6'6.5".
Yeah.
That's what he's listed.
I got you. Yeah,
that's what they say. Height without shoes. 6'6.5".
6'9" at South Carolina. I gave him 6'10".
I'm taking Walter Clayton over Colin Murray Boyles.
Murray Boyles seems a lot like Asa Newell of Georgia.
Carter Bryant.
Again,
Arizona. Height without shoes. 6'6.5".
Yeah, that's the difference, though. These are different positions. That's like saying I would take him, and he's a defensive tackle, but you need a tight end.
Kasparis Chakusionius.
Your favorite.
Height without shoes, 6'4 3/4.
He's actually like BYU or something.
Illinois. I like 6'9", I get.
Yeah, but there's a big difference. 6'7" and 6'2". It's not the same position.
Yeah.
Walter Clayton's a point guard.
Yeah.
Those are wings. Those are 3s. Or at best 2. So
I don't care. I want a better team.
I get you, but you got to have it's got to match up. Like the Hawks are like one of those teams that just don't know how good it fit there. You've already got a little guard.
Miami Heat picked 20th in this mock draft. They haven't taken Walter Clayton.
Well,
Jr.
and
height without shoes 6'2".
I see Clayton to Miami, Atlanta, Boston, and Orlando.
I don't like any of those.
And Phoenix also. I see. I would like it. Well, that answers my question. Not enough to watch him on a team that you don't normally care about.
No.
And for you in the NBA, that means there's no one.
But I really
like if you wouldn't watch him for the Magic, working where you do for you won't watch him for anyone but the Knicks.
I really want to root. I really like rooting for Walter Clayton Jr. just because of the story. Like he bet on himself. He chose basketball over football, where the experts told us he had a better future in
and
football.
Then he chose to come back rather than stay in the draft last year. There was also that. He bet on himself again there. He went back. He went to combine. They told him second round. Okay. Now, did he jump up into the top 10? No, but he made several million.
I'm surprised by that still. I don't care.
I thought he would have got up to the 10.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that I.
And the earliest you see him is that 20 pick with Miami.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
The
I
Hawks
disagree
are
with what you're
22.
saying. I mean, if I'm the Hawks, that 13 pick, I'm fine with it. Use them there.
Oklahoma City. I got the 24th pick.
Yeah, I would love to take. Walter Clayton Jr. because here's why. You can bring him in. I don't care if you're a contender or a pretender, and right away he can be that go in off the bench and jack me some threes.
Yeah,
like he's like T.J. McConnell, but really good. Like, that's who he is. He can be T.J. McConnell, only he'll be a lot more athletic doing it. T.J. McConnell can't go in the lane and then somehow every now and finish with a dunk.
Right.
He can't elevate and hang.
Right.
But
it is a different game. I mean, it's just the sizes.
Well, that's that 6'7" versus 6'2" is a big deal. So I'm not, but anytime, find me a guard that's 6'3" or under and you're taking him over Clayton, I would argue it's a mistake. I've seen Jace Richardson be there. There's another one that I can't remember, one of those guards. And there's also he's also a small, by draft standards, he's a small guard.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back with more. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Turn for home next.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
It's hard to explain, but play-by-play just sounds better on the radio.
What a turn of events!
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play.
Hey, John, have you seen the exciting 2025 lineup at Randy Marion Cadillac?
They've got the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Vistique. It's a Cadillac lover's dream.
And the best part, over 100 new Cadillacs are in stock and ready for you to drive home today.
Plus, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and experience luxury and performance like never before.
Visit us today at Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
Don't miss out on these incredible vehicles. Your new Cadillac awaits.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Certainly facing interesting economic times. I can't speak for all of us, but for me, it's very comforting knowing my money's in good hands with my guys at ITP Partners, man. They are Jacksonville folks taking care of my Jacksonville money. And listen, whatever that stock market's doing, they pay close. They have the experience, the expertise, the knowledge. If you got questions, man, they got the answers. And they'll tell you, and they tell you in layman's terms, so even I can understand what's going on. Thanks to Chris Bryan and Reagan Wright. Thanks to Reed Wingate and Janice Cobb, Dan Abel and Jeff Hartman. Man, I appreciate the ITP Partners. They listen and give us all individualized strategies. Our goals are their priority. It's a great time to get started. Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 312-9751, 312-9751. They're ITP Partners. They're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial will not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performances or success.
Hit him ball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
Okay, here we go with our final lightning round on Potty Talk. Top 3 answers on the board. Ready? Okay. The best way to save money when your faucets or pipes are leaking.
Roland Reese Plumbing?
Something to help you avoid clogged sewers and drains.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
The technical term for that ba-whoosh sound when a toilet flushes correctly.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
Roland Reese Plumbing is always the right answer. Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hacker here. Y'all know I needed to do something about my weight. When I saw Matt and Mike eating to lose weight, I figured that could probably work for me. And it did. Just look at me now. If you need a weight loss plan that works, visit Awaken180weightloss.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 24th, 1992, Portland would become the first city outside of New York to host the NBA Draft, and the Orlando Magic would select Shaquille O'Neal with the #1 pick.
Growing up in Jacksonville, I always associated Beards with an elevated experience, something that isn't your big box store.
Dr. Aryan Afshari talking about his experience at Beards Diamonds.
Every single time I've walked into Beards, I have felt confident. I have felt like I've been guided down the right path. I feel like no one is there to take my money and that they all have my best interest in mind.
When Dr. Afshari went into Beards Diamonds for his engagement ring, he was blown away by the selection.
We walked into Beards, they showed us a massive array of diamonds, of bands.
But they helped him narrow it down and even offered to customize a designer setting for a one-of-a-kind ring.
I showed them some inspirations, and they really kind of knocked it out of the park. I think Megan still has the best ring out of all her friends.
Beards Diamonds. Unbeatable selection, direct importer prices, designer rings, no commission salespeople, and local owners.
I wanted something meaningful, and that's what I found at Beards.
Get the value and luxury experience you deserve. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Ready to add some value to your day? The everyday deals at Sonny's have got you covered. Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, all you can eat ribs for $19.99, and our new loaded barbecue potato for $11. Available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. As temperatures warm up around us, ants come out in droves. And when they move into your home or business, it's unnerving. Terminix knows that ants add up fast. But Terminix subtracts them faster because living with ants isn't any fun. When ants show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with an ant problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a fight for the last slice of pizza? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
June is Men's Health Month. Be proactive towards your prostate, ED, low T, even kidney stones with Ackerman Urology. Offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, the Beaches, and World Golf Village. Trust the men's health experts at AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, time to cool down, man. It's been a super Tuesday, in my opinion. Others may think differently, but appreciate Christine Brennan coming on the program. She's got a book coming out July 8th, so that'll be fun. We got the Rocket Mortgage Classic in golf coming up this weekend, and maybe the Mets will win a game against the Braves at some point.
I'm cooling down on maybe the prospect of maybe we could just play the Mets every game. Yeah. We could be above 500 if we did that. The Stars showed up in the game last night. Soto and Acuna both hit home runs.
Yeah. We need one more hit from Soto.
Yeah, Soto left to first and third, but Dan finally got one good glimpse at the torment that I've lived through. And the game he watched last night.
I thought we were going to take that one. I thought we were going to steal it.
It's the Braves game that I've watched every night this year, only usually leaving on second and third every inning.
I read it was your first save in 31 games.
Yeah, because all the one-run losses.
Yeah, amazing.
Like every one-run loss we've had in the last month has come against you.
Well, Fat Frankie Montas gets on the hill tonight. So
yeah, we'll see. We got Spencer, I throw at 94 miles an hour Strider, so.
Yeah.
Spencer lost his Strider.
Yeah. E, you want trend or you want some New York City headlines? Oh, stay ready. Take it away, my friend.
Number 5.
I got a great pop quiz here in things.
Oh, man. Let me speed through this.
Yeah, let's speed through it. I want to get this by Dan because I'll forget by tomorrow.
Bad Bunny, he's become the third artist to stream over 100 billion streams on Spotify.
I look for Bad Bunny.
Shout out Bad Bunny.
I look for Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico. I couldn't find him. I was hoping maybe he'd be down there bouncing around the resort somewhere and could have hung out with Bad Bunny on the beach with a Corona. I've seen him do the ads.
And the other two, Drizzy.
Drake.
And Taylor Swift.
What was the category? The most
100 billion,
downloads?
100 billion streams on Spotify.
100 billion, man.
That's
that is
a
an
lot.
Incredible number. 100 billion goes like to the farthest planet in the solar system and back, I think.
Number 4.
Oh, Red Lobster making a comeback. Remember they had filed for bankruptcy?
Yeah, I believe it when I see it. You can't go belly up now tell me, oh, we're fresh.
They're adding more stuff on their menu. Like, it's like $5 like crab bags.
Listen, by the way, y'all Floridians are spoiled, okay? You grew up in the middle of the country. Red Lobster is like taking a trip to Cape Cod, man. You don't get seafood in Middle America, and Red Lobster was the king. I loved Red Lobster and the fried shrimp when I was a kid. So, but they're famous for, and there's only one answer. What's the best thing at Red Lobster?
The biscuits, right?
The cheddar biscuits,
yeah,
dude.
I don't even eat Red Lobster, but I know about.
My God, those biscuits probably got 8,000 calories and 80,000 grams of fat, but man, they are good. So there's that.
Number 3.
Americans, it's been confirmed that Americans now use social media as their primary news source.
Well, that's going to end in great misdirection because social media is not as accurate as traditional media because it doesn't have the backstops. You don't have the, don't have the accountability. So
and also, people don't do
it's
like
believable.
Yeah, it's very believable.
And there, by the way, for neighborhood news, look, this is what's happening at over at the corner. That's fine. It's got a place. When that guy who's telling you which school crossing guard is going to be,
unless you're going to like CNN social media.
Well, okay. But even then, man, there's reporters getting fired from those places for what they're willing to say that's not on traditional media. So I've decided at this stage of my life, I think I'm old enough that I choose to get my news from nowhere. I choose to not look at the news. I'm not kidding. I just get through the day, man, and follow sports. That's what I'm going to do.
The number 2 trending topic, this it never gets old with this guy. Antonio Brown.
Oh, boy. They find him yet?
No, he fled the country.
Moved.
Did he leave the country?
He fled
Good
the
for
country.
him. First smart thing that dude's done in 6 years.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Nobody knows. Oh, my goodness.
That's crazy.
Let me tell you what Antonio Brown is incapable of doing. Staying off the radar.
Right.
There's no way. They'll find him in, St. Lucia tomorrow. Oh, he'll be down in, what's the name? He'll be down in Catabobo, baby.
Brown is.
Catabobo.
By the way, Catabobo, my son-in-law said, yes, it does mean dumb face, and they make fun of people from there. So
videos suggesting that Antonio Brown is in the Middle East.
Oh, goodness. Of course he's going to post.
By the way, they don't, just Antonio Brown, just a heads up from me to you. They don't play over there.
They don't play.
They do not play.
Yes, yeah.
They don't try it.
Number 1.
Yeah, number 1, guys, we like
Probably
to do
they're
this.
just looking for Iran's missile system, just do it a country.
Every now and then we like to do this, guys. The most watched shows right now.
Oh, is this like the streamers?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
Number 5.
This is where I see, the problem is I watch more movies than shows, and for the worst reasons, I won't devote my time to a show because it, quote, takes too long, and then I'll watch 2 or 3 movies in a row would take longer than watching the show. So make it make sense.
Number 5 is The Survivor.
Not seen that one.
That's on Netflix, $658 million.
That's a no.
Number 4, The Better Sister.
That's a no.
That's $726
I heard that was I've heard that one. I've seen that one.
Number 3 is Department Q.
I've heard that one's good. I haven't seen it. That's
Number
another.
2, this is a real popular. I haven't seen it, but Love Island USA.
Yeah, that's one of those
It's huge right now.
titillating kind of shows. Put it that way.
$1.2 billion. And number 1 is Jenny and George.
Yeah, that's another one.
Haven't seen any of them.
That's a little. Those are a couple of famous actor-actress combo there, I think.
On Facebook, Antonio Brown, I'm out the country. Ain't no more child support. Tell your mama get a job.
Good. Are you so
Antonio Brown. The last time Antonio Brown paid anything what they were owed was like when he bought lemonade in 4th grade. I mean, that dude is famous for having the work done and then going AWOL. So I guess that's a tweet to the girlfriend, huh?
Right, to all the baby mamas.
And I'm assuming he left all the little babies back in the States. Man, Antonio, my life's a camel now.
He said I left the country. No more child support.
He thinks you can white it out if you leave townie.
Tell your mamas to get it.
There was a basketball player for the University of Florida that I had personal info in. Way back in the day, not known for being the smartest cat in the world. They got him from the state of Indiana back in the 80s. And he came down. I had some friends from Indiana. In fact, Mr. Eden Kendall will know this guy. And this dude wasn't known for being the smartest. In fact, he got married perhaps when he shouldn't have right out of college after he finished his playing career at Evansville. I'll give you guys all the context clues. You can figure out who it is. And then when decided that he was going to get divorced from the lady E.T., he just went to the divorce certificate and whited it out. Like that counted.
Wow.
Just white it.
Wow.
Yeah, white it out. It counts. My man took his marriage certificate and thought it was annulled and now no longer valid because he put white out on the name on the paperwork. That's what we're dealing with. So the idiocracy began many moons ago, Fred.
You still doing the pop quiz?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. We're too late. Right. I forget what it was, and tomorrow I won't care.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Morning, Tone.
Morning. I love that. Whited it out.
Yeah.
The only thing better than that would be if he ate it and thought that nullified it. Like just ate his marriage certificate and say it's gone. Prove that we were ever married. Like that kind of thing. It's like, all right. People work out the way things their own way, I suppose.
That's for sure.
What you got cooking on a Tuesday?
Tom McManus will be joining us for the show this morning, and we have our Tuesday top 5, which this week we're kind of following up on the one we had last week where we were talking about the starting position battles for the football team. This week, which 5 roster spots will be most up for grabs for the Jags in training camp? It can obviously be a fight for a depth position behind a starter or a player fighting for a roster spot.
It seems like we always land on the 6th receiver, Katie. It's always that spot, it feels like, is up for grabs.
Well, 5th, 6th receiver with this football team this year, there's about 15
That's
guys.
what
Our good Tim Jones had that man down for about 4 years.
Yeah.
More than that.
You can play special teams. You'll get that
Is he still on the roster or he left?
No, he's gone. He gone.
Yeah.
Good luck,
receivers
Diddy.
up.
Good luck, Diddy.
Up for grabs. Well, have a great
There's
show.
a portion of the fan base that just sigh of relief.
Yes.
Don't have to worry about Tim Jones this year.
And those 8 career catches.
Yeah.
I love my receivers playing special teams. I also love them catching more than 8 in 4 years. Just thought. That'll do it to it for Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Enjoy Jaguars today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Time to swerve.
In the corner, whoa.
The drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Wow, this place is great.
Home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When can we move in?
This is 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is thrilled to announce you can get all of their flavors and original vodka at PJ Liquors in St. Augustine. PJ Liquors, since 1999, has been serving up summertime fun. Now enjoy Brackish Vodka, the #1 local vodka in North Florida. Brackish Vodka is the first clean craft vodka, and you can find their 9 flavors at PJ Liquors. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
If you're 35 to 75, you could get life insurance today. No medical exam needed. I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial. One call could protect your family for life. Call me today, 904-885-9566.
One man, one hammer. One place to hear it drop. Hammer Time with Hayes, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC expert, but your partner, understanding every facet of